It's a blind Mike Sunday. It's a blind Mike Sunday. He's blind, he's mine, and it's Sunday. It's a blind Mike. It's a blind Mike Sunday. It's a blind Mike Sunday. It's a blind Mike Sunday. Today with Chris. Today with Krager.
Well, hey there, gearheads, this is Haley Welch. You might know me as Hawk Tuah, but I like to be known as a crypto aficionado, whatever the hell that means. It's crazy. Crypto is this thing where I just talk to a few people, then they give me $20 million. You should definitely try it. Anyway, you didn't come here to look at me. You came for Blind Pookie and the red freckled Pookie.
Hey, Haley, do you need a green screen?
Oh my God, are you a monster?
Whatever.
Go to blindmike.net for all things Blind Mike, including, you know what, guys, time to take a nap. I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, well, I'm back. And all these people are telling me I gave them rugs. I don't have any rugs. What's with these rugs? And now your host. A man that can line dance in my barn anytime. I'll spit anywhere he wants it.
Blind Mike Geary!
Why did we start with taps?
Rest in peace, Texas.
Oh, he insists I'm a diehard Longhorns fan. I didn't even watch the game.
You aren't?
I heard it was a crazy game, though.
I always told him you were.
I mean, if you made me root for a college team, it would be Texas, I guess. But I have not watched. For the first 3 weeks, I thought Archie Manning was starting for them. I have not watched a single game this year.
Now, is that because like a Northeast thing where college football doesn't matter and it's like, yeah, the Longhorns look cool?
I liked Vince Young when I was a kid. I liked their uniforms. I used them in NCAA. Yeah.
I'm like, I liked Rudy, so I guess I like Notre Dame, I guess. I haven't watched the friggin' game.
No, you seem all right. Everything's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
All right. Just making sure. I don't want you to freak out, man.
I'm that guy? Are you talking about that guy?
You've been on edge lately.
Well, the
Craig
guy
is because I have something I need to say, but I don't need you on. I don't need you down my throat for it. You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
So many youngsters have said. Well, for those that don't know, a couple weeks ago on the Ojeda drinking game, Craig snapped at a patron, a guy who had the gall to say, "Hey, gang, I skipped Shuli's show to be here tonight," and Craig said, "We don't even need you. Just get out of here, freak."
It's true.
And we were like, okay, easy, big fella. I think he was complimenting us. And then last night I see a gentleman go, "Hey, fellas, noticing the Patreon hasn't been updated. Am I paying for nothing here?" He's just kidding around because he hasn't gotten an episode in a couple weeks. Now, my thought is, let's help this man. Craig goes, "Shut the fuck up."
Essentially. Yeah.
Loser.
Well, what happened
What's wrong?
No, the guy was being a rat. He was trying to get me in trouble.
He should. If you're not uploading episodes, he should.
And guess what? I was.
So there's no reason to yell at him.
We have 10,000 subscribers now. Shout out.
Yes, thank you, folks.
If I wasn't uploading stuff, don't you think some of them would have said something?
That's YouTube. This is a Patreon issue. We only have 1,000 on Patreon. These guys protect you.
All right, I guess still argument stands. Instead, he's like, "Hey, Mike, is this idiot not uploading?" And he said, "Is it me?" He said,
"Is it me?" He
Yeah,
said, I'm willing to take full responsibility here, but I'm looking at Patreon. I'm not seeing anything.
and I said, "It's you."
It's you.
It was him.
It's you.
Refresh your Patreon. Problem solved.
I'm sure it's not him, by the way. I'm sure it's not his fault.
No. I was just matching energies.
Wow. The reason I asked that, the reason I tiptoe into the room this morning, is because I want to make sure. If I could just throw that this out as a rule to both you and HACKRIDE. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Casey Day, I mean. I want to put this out to a rule as for you and Casey Day. How about everything shown on the screen, played on the show? How about we do what I want instead of what either of you two want? Would that be okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Craig tells me. So I didn't realize this. I guess when we play clips, Casey Day has a video. Like, we'll play a steel toe clip, and Craig will run by with a toddler or something. I don't know that's happening. I don't see very well.
Not while the clip's playing.
Yeah. So I guess Craig just kind of casually throws this out to me.
I thought it was funny.
He goes, yeah, I told him he's not allowed to do that anymore.
I
Oh, he's not.
I did not fucking
really?
say that. I did not fucking say that.
Oh, how interesting. And then Craig pontificates to me how audio jokes are okay. Visual jokes aren't cool. So how about just as a rule going forward? and I would say to Casey Day, maybe when we're talking about Andrew Schultz, I would say maybe today when we're talking about Andrew Schultz versus Kendrick Lamar, we don't need a visual gag about sodomy happening that I don't know about. So I would say to both of you, on Very Good Show, you guys can debate how visual jokes are so much crueler than audio jokes. And on Catch-22, they can show anal fisting. And here, we do what I want. Would that be cool with everyone?
I never fucking said that.
Does that seem fair?
It's now a good time for me to put up the verygoodshow.org graphic.
Well, Craig goes, yeah, the verygoodshow.org graphic he made has babies.
I
He goes, there's some things I just won't stand for, so I told him he's not allowed.
said
What
I
if
would.
I asked for it?
I said I wouldn't use it. I would just say go to verygoodshow.org.
Yeah, go to verygoodshow.org. They debate the philosophy of comedy, where
Here it is.
now you would say, like, if you were messaging someone and they poked fun at you and you told them to end their life, for example,
I will say that's
you would
like
say
the
that's
funniest.
probably over the line because someone could screenshot that and send it to me, maybe.
Did I say that?
That's probably not wise. Is what I'm just asking. Like,
Oh.
no, I'm giving an example.
Oh, okay.
Just a totally random example.
I will say that was one of my like Andy Mayo did that to somebody. I thought it was very funny.
He's a real hoot. That's a great influence.
I didn't say I like everything. I said that was very funny.
Yes. So, yeah. So I just going forward, and maybe I should have said this in the past. Going forward, we treat this, let's all pretend it's my show. And on your own shows, David Collins can promote himself all day. Do whatever you want on your own shows. Is everyone all right with that?
I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah. Interesting. Now I do, before I want to get into my friends at j37shop.com, but I have to address this as well. In prior weeks, I have intimated that perhaps Joe from Virginia, our good friend, one of the Havre de Grace Six, I have suggested he's losing his mind because the deals are so good. And I want Craig to know he's totally fine. I hope you don't think that was serious. Like, he's okay mentally.
He's losing his whole store.
Yeah. That was an audio joke, so you're all right with it, I guess.
Yeah, depends on who
I
you
guess
ask.
if we showed him in a straitjacket, that would be over the line. But me just saying he's mentally ill, that's fine.
Wait, what did I do? I just didn't want to use the logo with children on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. What you did is you told Casey he's not allowed. The boss
I never
says,
said that.
boss says you're not allowed to do that.
He went in behind and he snuck into my stream and added it. I thought it was funny, but I was like, I'm not going to use that for promotion.
Well, I'm just saying. So j37shop.com. They don't mind if I tell some audio or visual jokes at j37shop.com. What they care about is tremendous deals for your Christmas savings. So you get 15%. This guy has gone bonkos. Now, I don't mean that literally, of course. He's a very sane man with good, solid deals and family values. So if you go to j37shop.com and use my name, when they ask for the code at checkout, my name is Blind Mike, for those of you that don't know. This is called the Blind Mike Project. You would think if you looked at my name, Blind Mike, and then the title of the show, you would think maybe he can choose what goes on the screen. But that's very confusing to a lot of people, except for those at j37shop.com. Where, like I said, use my name at checkout, save 15%. What you're asking yourself, Mike, you're rambling on. What is j37shop.com? Well, they've got all kinds of goodies, whether it be electronics, video games, Blu-rays, all kinds of stuff you never knew you needed. And they make a great Christmas gift, by the way. If you're doing like a Yankee swap or a Secret Santa, you don't know what to buy for this person, pop over to j37shop.com, pick something up for this Christmas season. We appreciate our pal Joe from Virginia supporting this show. We appreciate you guys for supporting j37shop.com. So please keep doing that. Joe's been very pleased. So go get your Christmas gifts and use my name, Blind Mike.
That's right.
And go to blindmike.net as well.
Of course.
It's weird. So much this stuff centers around Blind Mike. Yet Casey and Craig are making all the decisions.
The only thing I said was I don't want my website
I'm not even interested in any of these topics. Craig said this is what we're talking about today.
littered with infants.
Craig said, just so you know. I said, I don't know. We've done Jeselnik a bit much lately. And Craig goes, that's what we're starting with, all right? Whether you like it or not. I say, okay. Just a sheepish boy. So may we start, boss?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I imagine this will have to be the last time we talk about Anthony Jeselnik for a while, I would think, right?
I mean, he's kind of nuked every possible show he could go on.
He's not going to keep coming up. Well, Rogan should have him on, but he said he won't do it for some reason. But the Legion of Skanks guys, who usually respond to stuff like this, right in their wheelhouse, they finally decided to get in the mix with this Anthony Jeselnik stuff. Because for those of you that don't know, Jeselnik has trashed them before. He retweeted a Seth Simons article that called them white supremacists. And then when Big J Okerson asked him about it, because I guess Jay and Anthony were friends from back in the day, and Jay asked him about it, and I guess Anthony felt kind of bad. Anthony went on another podcast and was like, yeah, I didn't even read the article. I just retweeted it. But he's like, you know, those guys do deserve whatever they get because they've had Alex Jones on, which they haven't. But also, like, who cares if they did? So they've had a weird relationship, and this came up on the Legion of Skank yesterday, and I thought, this is how you handle something you don't care for when you're on a comedy podcast, Anthony. Anthony has tried to lay down the rules of how comedy should be done when it comes to podcasting, and you're not a real comic if you do a podcast or if you ever talk seriously, and he's doing all that while talking seriously on a bunch of different podcasts. I think the Legion of Skanks guys laid out the blueprint for how you handle something like this.
I didn't know the story.
Well, I don't really know. Jeselnik has been going after everybody.
Is he?
Anthony Jeselnik.
Whoa.
He does not like other edgy comedians.
Is he going after edgy comedians, or does it just sound like he's going after them until he delivers his punchline, which is actually the opposite of what you thought it was
maybe
gonna
nobody
do.
listened to the second half of this interview where he switches it and he actually likes it.
Because for a while
you guys
there,
have beef with Anthony?
Anthony has beef with. Anthony does not like any other edgy comedians. He wants to be the only edgy comedian out there.
Sam, I don't have beef with. No, I have beef with where I thought he was going until that last line came around, and I was like, I thought you loved your grandma, but now it turns out you murdered her.
So, I mean, they're just completely making fun of Anthony's style, but then, like, you could tell Marill is a little uncomfortable because he's friends with Anthony. So he's like, what, do you guys have a problem with him? And Lewis eventually goes, no, we've admired Anthony our entire careers, and he hates us for some reason.
And not even a little bit. He hates them a lot.
Yes, he hates all, and now you can tell he really hates, particularly Hinchcliffe, I would say even more than Rogan.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Hinchcliffe comments were the one I understand. He's like, this guy has such an ego on him, and I get it. But then Anthony tells you how to do comedy. And Big J actually had a good comparison where he's like, I disagree with this harshly, and I'll tell you why. It's not even necessarily what he's saying. It's the same philosophy I had when Hannah Gatsby said you're not a comic if you're not talking about your trauma. There are people that think like, well, I figured out how to do comedy correctly, and everyone should be following my lead. It's like, no, I mean, you could say Carrot Top is a shitty comedian. He's still a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, add whatever adjectives you want to describe it. He's still a comic.
Is there a great episode of Why Are You Laughing About Carrot Top? There sure is.
We defend this great man who has been spat upon his entire career. So make sure you go watch that. But the Legion of Skanks guys continue.
By far.
They're playing Anthony's special, which I hope we don't get in trouble for.
We probably will, especially this early.
Again, by the way, his special was good.
Of course it was.
Like, I mean, there are some jokes where it's like, because of his style, like the way Dave pointed out, you're like, okay. They fell a little flat. I don't think it's as good as some of his others, but it's very good. I was laughing the whole time throughout. He has a great Norm story at the end. Even the Rogan stuff was like kind of funny. So like, if he did that, that Rogan joke on its own would be way more impactful than him going on Marin and just whining about the state of comedy for 40 minutes.
No, that's the cool thing to do. You didn't know
Sorry,
that?
this is from Bones and All on Netflix. YouTube, you allowed the Legion of Skanks guys to play it. Don't take us down, please.
What do you think about cancel culture? Does it make you mad? Aren't you scared? What do you think about cancel culture? So let me be clear. I don't give a fuck about cancel culture. What I am sick of are comedians complaining about cancel culture. It's not that hard. Do your job.
Hey, don't laugh at him.
Comedians.
What? We're trying to prove a point right now.
No.
Don't you dare. Hold on.
So far, I'm just enjoying it.
I know. God damn it.
Let me say this, too. I watched the special. It's very, very good.
No, he's a good comic.
I bet.
I'm going to text Anthony after this. I watched your special on Legion of Skanks. It's great.
Hey, Alex, do you mind stop showing funny points of the special?
The guys were talking shit, but the crowd seemed to love it. Yeah. He's such a good comic. He's such a good comic.
Guys, you're really ruining our point right now.
We're going to play his comedy. I'm going to end up laughing, I bet.
No, so I skipped ahead a little. There's only a couple more jokes. They were good, but
They're all pretty good, dude. Look.
Well, let me hear them, dude.
this is where he
Go back to where we were.
Isn't it funny how Anthony puts on this serious talk, and we played from Marin, we played from his podcast, but there's ones we missed. The article they're quoting from, I think he's being quoted on Tom Papa's podcast, or maybe he did an interview or something. Like, there's at least 4 or 5 instances where Anthony's going all over town, trashing these guys in a serious way, and being like, if you have serious conversations, you're not a comic. And he's doing it over and over again. Now, some of the guys he's calling not comedians are doing a hilarious bit with Anthony's serious conversation. Don't you see, Anthony, the hypocrisy of what you were doing?
Maybe he watched the same basketball tournament we did, and we're like, oh, Big J.
Yeah, right. He's only seen that, and he's like, oh, I guess Big J's not a comic. I don't know. But no, these guys handled it beautifully. I think there's another clip of them goofing on him, right?
Yeah.
I like Joe. Joe's my friend. Joe's a good guy. But if you listen to his podcast, you're a fucking loser. My brother-in-law is Joe Rogan's biggest fan. Never misses an episode. Doesn't think 4 hours is long enough. But my brother-in-law is Joe Rogan's...
He's killing with the graphic.
I know.
My brother-in-law is a conspiracy theorist. A crazy conspiracy theorist. Like, my brother-in-law refuses to become an organ donor because he swears that if you get into an accident and the paramedics see that you're an organ donor, they won't try to save your life because they want to use your organs to help someone else. It's insane. But I can't argue with him. He's a paramedic.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he's.
Edit this all. Edit every piece of this podcast right now. This is ridiculous. We're trying to trash Anthony Jeselnik for attacking
bad.
Joe and Tony. You're not understanding the point.
You can't do it with the actual comedy.
God damn it. You should have thought this
Where's
out
his
more.
podcast fodder?
There was a middle part in there where we would have gotten at him, but you guys cut all the punchlines together. That worked out. pretty well.
Yeah, maybe
That worked
if
out
you
pretty
guys,
good
maybe
for
if you
him.
guys weren't laughing so hard, we could have heard the unfunny parts.
I think there's probably some in there that sucks, right?
I think I agree with the audience.
It was so tight, the economy of words was mesmerizing.
We can't wait for you to have Anthony Jeselnik on the podcast.
I'd love to have him
I
on.
swear on my
He
son's
doesn't
life,
like us.
we would love to have him on.
That's the thing. Like, all these guys would have Anthony on to talk about this. And he thinks he's too good for it.
What does he say? He hates us and all of our friends.
Like, listen, Anthony went on Marin and talked about how, like, the mothership stinks because everyone there is just making trans jokes. Have you watched the special?
No, not yet.
Would you care to guess what the opening joke is about?
Trans.
It's crazy. And it's a good joke. But it's like, I don't get Anthony's thing where he's like, I'm the only way you can do comedy. These guys aren't real comics. Meanwhile, they're the ones having fun with it and not taking themselves so seriously. So I think that might be the problem when you play a character of this arrogant guy. It's almost like we talked about with Dice, where like Dice to some extent became Andrew Silverstein became Dice, you know?
Right.
Like he kind of just is that guy now.
Yeah.
But Dice is a fun-loving, silly character. So for a comedian, that's not necessarily a bad thing. For Anthony, it is. If you're becoming this egotistical, kind of self-indulgent maniac, that's not a good thing for comedy necessarily. Now, again, I can't criticize it because his special was very good, as you heard there. So still check out Bones and All. Just don't listen to Anthony on podcast because it'll bum you out.
We have one more clip.
Yeah, so they eventually get into the actual discussion. And this is Dave making a good point about cancel culture where Anthony has always been safe because of reasons we've talked about in prior weeks where, and even like what Dave was suggesting before, where it's like, we thought he loved his grandma, but it turns out he murdered her, you know?
Yeah.
There is no grandmother. That he's not talking about a real person, you know? Like, I'm sure he's a grandmother, but that's not who he's talking about in that joke. So there are no stakes in Anthony's comedy, therefore he can't really get canceled. He does, I think Lewis might bring it up here, but he did have an issue on his show. It was either the shark joke or the Boston bomber controversy. I forget what exactly like kind of got him into trouble.
Oh, it was the Boston bombing joke.
I thought it was. They bring up the shark incident. Like he made the shark party joke he made or something like that.
I could have sworn his show got canceled after the Boston bombing joke.
It's funny you say that. Yeah, that gets brought up in this very clip. So Dave makes a good point here, and then Steve Renazizi chimes in.
Well, he shouldn't.
I'm saying with Anthony, when he goes, I hate these guys bitching about cancel culture. There is a little bit of a thing where it's like, look, dude, at every phase you were at, the offensive jokes, which he had some wildly offensive jokes. Of
course.
Your ones never really caught the eye of like, so it's easy when you get through to go, yeah, these other guys should have just gotten through. But I guarantee you, if one of fucking Jeselnik's jokes ever was like, they were like, hey, we should ruin this guy's life. Because he had a fucking joke about it.
Well, didn't he lost the show? Didn't he lose the show because of the Boston bombing joke?
No,
I thought it was just ratings.
No, it was a shark joke he did.
I'm not. No. I don't mean. No, time out. I do not mean it.
But
like
you
a
can tell.
dig.
You can tell Steve is friends with Anthony, and he's like, "Oh shit."
You can tell he's like, I can't offend anybody at all ever anymore.
He's like, "Remember, he's very good at joking about the 9/11 thing, by the way."
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's very good with it. I think
All
even in this episode he makes a joke about it. But.
Okay, because I remember he stupidly went on that roast battle and thought no one was going to bring it up.
It was Sam.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sam Morrill that beat him.
A little more.
Sorry, yeah. So the crowd really enjoys what Steve was saying here.
No. That was funny.
Read it.
I know. I'll take it.
Lead us to the promised land, our new leader.
The crowd was very funny in this. They knew exactly where to go. They knew to laugh at Anthony. They were a very good part of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's amazing. Just go back to our 2 segments. Go back to last week when we talked about Jeselnik and Mark Maron, and then come back to this segment and tell us which the comedians are. You know what I mean? Like, is it the Legion of Skanks guys and how they handle it? Or is it Mark Maron and Anthony Jeselnik bitching about how comedy will never recover from Joe Rogan interviewing Donald Trump? And what it shows you is, like, comedians can be multiple things. They can have a serious conversation about cancel culture, whatever. Again, like, you want to say Rogan's a shitty comic? Go for it. He's a comic. He's been doing it for 30 years. Yes. You know? Like... And he puts effort into it, whether you think he's terrible or great or somewhere in the middle. Like, he does put effort into it. He's not a guy that just rides on his name and shows up at headlining weekends. Like, he does put work into it. So you can say he's a terrible comic, but he is a comic, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's, like, this idea that everyone respects Joe Rogan. Go look at Podcast Cringe. Look at his channel.
Oh, does he hate him in the 250 comedy assassins?
If you think every comedy fan loves Joe Rogan and admires his work, go to Podcast Cringe's channel and look at the amount of views those things get. That's the other thing is, like, I've gotten comments on these Jeselnik videos, people that don't know the show, that just find the video and are like, oh, this is hilarious on so many levels. It's like, this guy is dick riding Rogan so he can get on the show someday. Yeah, I think Rogan's going to click on this video with 2,000 views and be like, you know what? This guy defended me. I'm going to have him on.
He should come on.
Yeah, but also, go look at the videos we made about Rogan. He doesn't get jokes. Like the shit he's done with Mark Normand and I forget who else he had on that we made fun of.
Anybody? Theo Vaughn. Like, it's crazy. We've pointed it out so many times, but you defend him once and people are like, well, I guess you love this guy. Wow, you have a change of opinion sometimes, and it's not locked into one thing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And that's the shame of it, is that, like, Anthony Jeselnik's a guy that because Rogan had Trump on, he's not a comedian. And if he had Kamala on, it would have been no big deal. The evidence of that is that he talked with Mark Maron, who seriously interviewed Obama and used to do a serious political radio show, and he considers him a comic. So that, I think, puts to rest the Anthony Jeselnik coverage for a little while, I imagine.
It has to be.
Right?
Yeah. He has no other shows to go on.
Where else is he going to... Unless he does... God, he's going to do Rogan this week. And we'll have to talk about him again. But...
Like, okay.
But yeah, so...
We've got some super chats here.
Well, fire away.
John Smith, $2. Blind Mike for life.
Thank you, buddy.
Dominic.
It's really more, you know what? It's really more Craig's thing that I kind of steer the ship on. You know, wherever Craig wants to go, I take us there.
Dominic, $5. Where's David Collins? I didn't know there was anything else on here. Unsubscribed.
It's funny you should ask. Oh, no, please, sir, come back. Because Wednesday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, you can find David Collins. Drive time David Collins, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, every Wednesday morning. Make sure you check him out. He keeps the lights on here.
Jimmy's neglected mother, $5 to ward off the Peggy monster.
Thank you. Oh, we'll get to the Peggy monster.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to maybe the origin story.
Yeah, we'll get to the Peggy monster. I have some thoughts about everyone. Put it this way. We're going to do a steel toe segment that I think everyone will be doing the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Dominic, $2. Craig is back. What a time to be alive. All hail.
It is very exciting.
Yeah. Boxing. I'm not reading that.
Why?
There's slurs in it.
Oh. So you got to tell me these things. Don't say, I'm deciding.
No.
We're not reading it.
Yeah, me saying that is me going, how do I read this and not get in trouble?
Yes, I realize you're very nuanced.
All right, here we go. Boxing Dad, $5. Craig looks like Shane Gillis word that got him in trouble version of Harlan Berman this morning.
Who's Harlan Berman?
No idea.
Harlan Berman. I don't know that name.
Boxing
Dad. Now that's a guy who gets me. You know?
Yeah, you guys doing a morning show or something?
I wish.
Dawn Fried Chicken, $5. My daughter said you made okay. My daughter said you made her kiss her trouser reindeer's red nose till the eggnog came out.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, that's much better than a visual joke. Those are acceptable.
They pay.
As long as you don't put an emoji of a baby in there, then it's fine.
I was like, I'm just not going to use it. That's all I said. Fun. Okay. Member for 5 months.
Thank you, buddy.
Boycott TSN and their stolen idea. Support the demon instead.
Oh yeah, did you hear about this?
No.
I have no beef with Shuley. People like say he ripped off WATP. I think like he would say that. That's not that big a deal. Whatever. I don't think he's a terrible guy because of that or anything. But like that's the kind of the narrative on him is that like he's stolen the things that he does.
Right. Like the Uncle Rico show and all that stuff.
Yeah. He's doing a weekly show.
No
What?
way. Are you keep going?
No, this is an idea you haven't heard of before. He's well, dare I say, Eric the Midget has been dead for some time. In a coffin,
Stop
if you will.
it.
And he's sort of unboxing Eric.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Carl told me that the other night. I found it very fun. Now, I will say, like, Shuley, like, dealt with Eric the Midget a lot, knew him very well. Like, Trout, like, that's totally in his wheelhouse to do as a show.
So join the established program, then.
It's just funny. Like, he knows HACKRIDE.
Yes.
It's just funny that I assume without talking, maybe he talked to HACKRIDE. I have no idea. But it's very funny.
Electra's in the chat. Electra, are we going to war over this or what?
I ride. I'm a HACKRIDER. So.
I am too.
Yeah. Well,
that's horseshit.
It's crazy. Unless he talked to Casey Day, then.
Yeah, someone needs to specify on that one for sure.
Let us know because that is very funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's like,
Dominic...
I'm doing a history comedy podcast.
Why are you giggling? Oh wow! I'm like that like stunned me. Dominic.
Well, I mean, like I said, it is. If you just found the two guys out in the world, it would make more sense that Shuley is doing that show than Casey. But Casey's been doing it for months.
It's almost like the entire thing's been done for him, and he's just going to redo it as him.
Yeah.
Dominic, $2. Mike, when is it my turn to run your channel?
Well, whenever Craig's sick of it, you get a turn. I mean, Electra's in line in front of Dom. I think Electra gets a crack at it, and then Dom.
Yeah.
And Chef Lewis.
Yeah. No, Chef Lewis is borderline dead to us, I think.
Well,
he's getting there. He's getting there. We'll see what Tuesday brings.
Yeah.
That'll be like 3 weeks in a row. He's gone.
I know.
Patrick Ford, go away. Good morning to everyone except for the Mud Shark.
Jesus Christ.
He needs help.
He has a family.
He does.
A newborn.
And lastly, we have I Come Buckets, $2. I support Craig. You see what they were wearing?
That's fair. It's a fair question that I didn't bring up. Maybe maybe the photos enticed him, and that's why he couldn't have them on the screen.
There is an unboxing Eric tonight, like a real one on HACKRIDE's channel.
No, I'll be watching Shuley's. What does HACKRIDE do something with that?
Yeah, we got to go watch the good one.
Just funny because I think HACKRIDE has done work for him and stuff.
Yep. Electra doesn't like it. She says, "I feel a certain way about it." ...
You go off, girl.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
We're HACKRIDERs. Just let us know what to do. You
know?
I don't know where to stand on it, but
I'll get the VGB.
Casey's a peaceful man.
I'll get the VGB on this.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about a man. We talked about him on Why You Laughing this week. I didn't expect to talk about him on this show because I kind of thought he passed away in radio terms. The great Ron Bennington, who I love very much, but like his new show is kind of like just faded away. Even like on Tuesdays with Stories, Joe List will reference Ron Bennington a lot. Like I think Ron hosted something for Joe's movie or something. And every time Ron's name comes up, Norman goes, "He's still alive?" Which is very funny to me because it's unfortunately true that like no one even knows that radio show is still on. And when I've heard Ron, he sounded older in the past. So I thought like maybe he was just drifting away. And then I watched because he was on Sword Fight with Jim and Nikki Norton. And I said, oh, Ron is back in his element. The man lives and thrives because he is still a carnival barker at heart. And when he sees a character, he knows how to pull the marionette string. So I thought this was great, him with Jimmy and his wife. I like Nikki Norton. I like the show they do together. I was a little worried about Jim at first. Remember we played a clip like last year?
Yeah, and he was like acting fake or
It
weird.
seemed like he was doing like a Bravo show.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried about him. He got it. He figured it out. He's gotten it together. Where they do a show, they're a married couple, but like they bitch about each other, and he makes fun of her. You forget she's from another country because her English is so good. So she'll say stuff that sounds very dumb, and he's good at making fun of her and all that. So I kind of like their show together. I thought they did a good job with Kumia a couple weeks ago, and Ron Bennington was now on. So I checked it out, and Ronnie B's still got his fastball when he wants to whip it out.
DNA. Well, my grandmother does a lot of DNA. I'm 100% Norwegian.
I bet you are.
And her grandmother was a witch. What was he?
She was burned on the fire. My great grandmother.
Now,
burn alive.
Are you? Do you connect with the Wiccan stuff?
Oh, all of these Nordic roots. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
My wife is a witch, and she practices all of that, and my daughter is too. But you know they're not
witchcraft.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, both of them are witches, and but more of probably the Italian background. But she connects to Celtic. She connects to Nikki's part of the world too, because that was all the religion before. I mean, all that stuff is older than Christianity.
What do witches do?
Exactly. But they kind of live with the seasons. They go to, nature first, right?
Very similar countries, Scotland, Ireland,
Yes.
Norway.
Yeah.
All that.
But it's not like
The
black
Celtics
magic
and the
shit.
Vikings.
It's different than that. The witch stuff.
Sure. So that's what you need to hear?
Ron so seamlessly is like, all right, I'm going to play along with this. My wife's a witch. Some Italian. So
is that what you need to hear? Very funny.
So he's like, so he goes through the rest of this interview, and I think he sees the dynamic. This is what great radio instincts Ron Bennington has. He knows the dynamic between Jim and Nikki, where Norton says this all the time. Jim essentially married Chip. She is Chip Chipperson. Like, she doesn't pick up on a lot of jokes and kind of says kind of dumb stuff a lot. And Ron picks up on that and says, I imagine most guests would probably pile on her with Jim. I'll do the exact opposite. And talk about how I'm totally picking up what she's putting down. Ron also, another example of what a great interviewer he is like, he now takes over from here. Where he's interviewing them about their marriage.
Which is probably fun for him.
Yeah.
So you go back how many generations with knowing that they were witches?
Oh, this is like many generations
Right.
now. Like my grandmother wasn't a witch.
Yeah.
Or my great grandmother wasn't a witch. She was a psychic though.
Now, so you have to go back further because they got pulled out of it from
I
modern
think this
times.
is like in the 1600s,
Hold on,
or is it maybe even in the 1300s?
Ron being brilliant. He's like, I'm going to circle back to that later. I'm not going to act shocked that you just said I'm a psychic, but he's like, I'm going to stick on the witch stuff, and we'll circle back to the psychic stuff later. That's what a pro he is.
Yeah.
There wasn't a witch. She was a psychic though.
Now, so you have to go back further because they got pulled out of it from
I think
modern
this
times.
is like in the 1600s, or is it maybe even in the 1300s? I
Right.
don't know. Very long ago.
And probably even back before that, it's just places you can't even trace
But
it.
if you saw pictures from my photo albums at home of my family and my great grandmothers and the houses, you would get goosebumps because you respect it and you would recognize that this is like the real deal.
The real thing, yeah.
From the deep woods.
Yeah.
I don't believe the psychic stuff. I just don't buy it.
No, they were psychics. I have a little bit of psychicness.
You don't.
Give me a psychic thing that you've had before.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Bennington just steamrolls. And Norton goes, you don't. And Ron goes, give me an exit. Come on, let's go. Let's hear it. I know you've got some.
We need to get Bennington back with a broadcaster.
I know, we talked to Tukey about it, and this might have been off air. We were talking about it, but he's like, I think Ron just wanted to kind of establish his daughter as a broadcaster, so she had a career when he left. Like, he's being a good dad, basically, but not a great broadcaster necessarily. This is who he needed to be with. People he can puppet master, you know?
Yeah.
He's always been a carnival barker. That's what made him so great with Fez. And this is what he needed, is like just picking apart at something in their marriage that you know they bicker about.
He has this in one of his jokes. This is the funniest thing. So when I was like 9, I was at this rehab because my dad went to rehab, and I visited him there at the rehab, and there was this lady there. So as a 9-year-old, I had this weird memory of this lady, but I don't know why. Like, she was just crazy. And I was with my friend. This was like when I was 16. And I went to her when we went to school together. So we went to, I don't know to her apartment, like her dorm or college place or whatever. And out of the blue, I just start talking about this lady that I saw at the rehab facility when I was 9.
Yeah.
And for no reason. Like, there was no point. And literally, as I'm talking about that and I lose track of my thought, I look behind me and she's right there. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
I literally got goosebumps, shivers, and I told my friend, that's her. And she was all confused, and she's like, what? That's the lady from the rehab facility. It was like a reverse deja vu.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Here's the thing.
I'm not kidding.
No.
It's true story.
You can look into Nikki's eyes and not only see that it's true, but you can also look into her eyes and see the past that she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing about Nikki. She keeps the past right here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She carries those souls with her.
I do.
You can see that.
It's true.
But I don't see
Norton
anything.
knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile,
But he can't
Nikki's
call it out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nikki's like, "Oh my God, thank you."
She's like, for the first time in my life, I've connected with someone who gets me.
First time I'm being heard.
Thank you so much, Ron Bennington. And Norton's like, yeah, I know what you're doing. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But that's how good Ron is at that type of delivery. Is he said one word and we both laughed. He just goes, wow. And we both laughed at that. And that's how good his delivery and timing is with that stuff.
Yeah.
That with you, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the next clip here.
He goes, I'm not seeing that with you, Jim. We talked over it a little bit, but
yeah.
See, I'm not picking up on the same spirits with you, Jim.
He's perfect.
And there's more personal things that I could say. Certain dates, like, you know, I was born on 28th of June, 1997. My great-grandmother died 28th of June, 1998. And my cousin was born 28th of June, 1996. So there's 3.
All right there in that time.
And my grandfather passed away on 27th of June. But if you look at that in the time zone in China, that would be...
Jim's face was just utter disgust.
I'll give her credit. She does laugh a little. I think she knows it is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But she's definitely believing it.
Oh, yeah.
28th of fucking June.
In China.
Wow.
Tell me it's not weird.
It's very weird.
Had he been to China many times?
I'm just saying the time zone in the U. Just
The
because,
thing is, there's
just
different
because,
time zones.
just because the time zone in Norway,
That's true.
Right, that doesn't make
it's the same
time.
portal.
But yes, it's the same moment.
Time.
Right.
In China.
I get goosebumps just from talking about
I
this. It's
got
crazy.
goosebumps right now, but you don't, Jimmy? You're not picking up on this?
I'll be honest, I'm devoid of goosebumps. I do not have
Can you tell this to your family who are witches too? Because they will understand.
It was just good to see that Jim too. Where like I don't listen to Jim and Sam anymore at all, really. Like it's good to hear Norton still the way he was. Like Bennington and Norton. This was very nostalgic for me to hear them interact like this.
Yeah.
I'm devoid of goosebumps.
I love Ron Bennington.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, you and I connect in a way that I don't think Jimmy connects with either one of us.
We also kind of have the same eyes. Are you German or Irish?
I'm a lot of those things.
I can tell.
It'd be weird if Bennington stole Norton's wife. Just hitting on her and her or whatever.
If Bennington was committed, he would just start sending her texts in the middle of the night that Jim definitely sees.
They are very funny. Like, there was something they were talking about. Oh, a dog. I think it comes up in one of these clips. She was talking about like wanting to get a little teacup dog or something like that.
Of course.
And Norton goes, "How big of homos do you want us to look like?" So he's still very good with like. I thought like I said, it seemed like he was doing like a Bravo show on YouTube. I was worried. He's figured it out. You know what I mean? Like he knows how to play around with it.
Well, I think that was the initial plan, was to get something like that when they first launched.
I think that would be a mistake, but I don't know.
Unless he did, like when he was on that Ghost Hunter show. Did you ever see that?
Yes, he did. Edgar.
Yeah. he just made up the whole story. If he did that, but on Bravo and somehow pulled the wool over everyone,
right?
Then it'd be fun.
And it is interesting. Like Norton is the first like LGBT, like as far as like the trans community, Norton is a trailblazer and doesn't get credit for that because like people would see him. Well, we just heard Jeselnik with Marin last week talk about Opie and Anthony like it was this alt-right Nazi show.
Yeah, their best friend.
That was one guy's Twitter.
Yeah,
you know,
and that was later on.
Yeah.
Not a pureblood the way you are.
Right.
But
I'm also a nationalist.
You are.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. No, Norway didn't pick a side in World War II, right?
We got invaded by the Nazis.
Yeah, they didn't have much of a choice.
Invaded or?
Invaded.
Invited. Which was it?
You can tell Ron's having fun because he doesn't get to do this anymore. It's just nice to see.
His daughter doesn't have the back and forth he's looking for.
I guess not. Yeah, I found her. I used to listen a little bit. I found her fun. I didn't find her unfunny. Like it didn't, encourage me to listen every day or anything like that. But like I thought she was fine. But when I was talking to Tuki about it, I guess she got very political.
Yep.
Like into the Trump administration, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that probably turned people off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind Gail Bennington.
Why Are You Laughing episode out right now with Tuki.
Yes.
Run and Fez producers.
I love Switzerland, but it's a second on my list of most beautiful countries in the world. Norway really number one. It's not even. Someone in the comments can't even tell me there's a prettier place than Norway.
Jersey.
Jersey's got a lot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Jim. If you went to Norway, you did a podcast out of there. If you guys just lived for 5-10 years, you do a podcast out of there.
Why are you laughing?
Norton knows exactly what he's doing right now.
You son of a bitch. He goes, even if you go for 5-10 years, like that would be like an easy run.
Yeah.
5-10 years as a casual.
You open up a club. Estee's booking it for you. She's sending people over. You guys would have the greatest life there.
Do you know that that's my dream? And I'm not even joking. Like it could be 5 months a year. And it would be enough.
She wants me to get a cabin in Norway. But I don't really want to do that.
Dude,
I think he has to for my own sanity because I'll never feel fulfilled if I don't get that in my life.
If you give her 5 months a year and you have Taffy with you, and who
Ronald.
knows, maybe a little baby somewhere along the way, something.
How?
You know?
I want to adopt. I feel like you know me. I haven't met you before.
And that's it's your energy. If I'm being 100%, you give off the energy. But if you do this, you adopt. I mean, like, what would be the perfect? Would it have to be a baby or
no? Oh my God, that's exactly it. I don't want a baby.
Right.
I want someone who can just go to school already.
That would be great.
Yeah. Then what are we doing? Meaning, why would we have someone who's just going to go to
Because
school?
they would be from a poor place in China, let's say, and I want a girl.
China would that thing with your grandpa.
China, exactly.
That might be.
It's almost like she doesn't know Jim at all.
the thing with your he brought back the
Yeah.
China time zone that
Yeah.
made no sense. He's like, perfect. That brings it all together. You adopt a baby from China as you were meant to.
Great view is like, I'm getting goosebumps again.
Oh
circle.
my God.
What if you adopted on that day? The day, the magic
Ron,
day in
you're
your
starting
life.
to scare me.
Yeah,
On the 27th,
yeah.
which would be the 28th
Would
in
be
China.
the in China. You get a
You
little.
know what? That's
yeah.
probably what's just going to naturally happen. Because
Dude.
I'm not going to die without a child. I won't do it.
You don't want her to live forever, do you?
No, I certainly don't. I
Is
certainly don't.
this the stuff that you've been thinking about too, Jimmy?
No, it's not. I mean, dreading. I'm not the child. No,
He knows it's my dreams.
She knows I won't do a child.
The whole reason that you got married is to make every dream that Nikki had come true.
What an asshole.
That's the thing. You know this from your own sobriety. It's being in service.
Sure.
That's the fulfillment that you get in life.
Sure.
And you come home, you see her with Taffy, the little Chinese. I don't know, you want a boy or a girl? What do you think?
Girl.
Little Chinese girl, which, who knows, in another 10, 15 years might be even appealing to you.
She'd go to private school.
Yeah. Private school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend that kind of money.
But you have the money.
You
no,
got the
I know,
money,
but I don't know what
dude.
I'm going to do with my contract. Who knows? We're almost done.
You know what? Here's the
Still, we can
thing.
afford
Money.
it.
Yeah, you got nothing but money.
You got nothing but money.
But you got to find this thing of a full life.
It's
Full
true.
life.
It feels pretty full.
I don't feel full.
No, Nikki's not full.
What a piece of shit. It's so great because Ron Bennington walked out and Nicky Norton was like, I've never met a greater man in my life.
Yeah.
And Jim Norton was like, what a piece of shit. That just dropped a grenade that is going to go off at home, maybe 6 days from now.
Oh, yeah.
Where she's going to be like, Ron understood.
Do you remember the China timeline?
And Ron just walks out like the Dark Knight. He did his job.
Yeah.
So that was so beautiful to see. Because like I said, when I've heard Ron, well, you said he looks a lot older.
Yeah.
And he sounds even like, and he didn't hear really, but when I've heard him, like he sounds a little older, like he lost a step maybe. So I just kind of thought like, yeah, you know, maybe without Fez, like he's just kind of easing into retirement, letting his daughter have a show basically, and drifting off into the sunset. But then when I heard this, I was like, oh, he's still got every bit of muscle that he had before.
It just depends on what's around him.
Exactly. Yeah, the chess pieces he has to play with.
She is right about a lot of things. I would say this about Nikki. She's right about a lot. You were right about the Ukraine war dragging. I said it was going to be 6 months. And she's
When
like,
the
it's gonna
war
go on.
started, I told Jim this is going to last way longer than anyone thinks. And this is in the beginning. It's not going to stop almost.
No.
And he goes, this is going to last 2 months.
3 years ago, she said Trump is going to be president again.
I did say that.
And she was saying it a lot. She's like, he's going to get reelected. And she called Meghan Markle.
Before anyone else
Right.
did.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. And then you don't think that she has psychic abilities? I mean, she's doing those things that were long shots.
And there's a lot more. I wish
Yeah.
I wrote everything down because then I could just tell you and it would be crazy.
There's also a lot
more.
wong there, too. Like, there's a lot you've gotten wrong.
Not really.
I don't think so.
Not
Here's
really.
the thing, Jimmy. You
Hold
should
on.
write.
Ron hasn't heard. He goes, I don't think so.
By the way, guys, this is just a Ron Bennington appreciation segment.
Was that the end of that?
No, it's still going.
Oh yeah.
Down these thoughts that she has.
I probably
You keep a
should.
ledger and just write everything down. It would be nice. And then we could, get back and we're like, Jesus Christ, that one too. That one after that.
She loves to be right.
Yeah.
And we all love to be right, but
That's
she
true.
loves
Yeah.
to be right. And
Yeah.
I give you credit when you're right. You're right about a lot of stuff.
Here's the thing.
Thank you.
Now you can make everything right for her. You know what I mean?
No, the dog, I think, will do it.
It's one
Taffy?
step in the right direction.
Stop calling it the dog, Jimmy. You gotta
Taffy.
start to love Taffy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love Taffy. You gotta love the little Chinese daughter. You gotta love your cabin.
He's made
you
it a
gotta love
daughter
your
now.
comedy club, which is also should be a cabin.
He could
You know?
start a comedy club
Yeah,
in
he
Norton.
could.
I know,
Start
like
one
Jake
in Norton.
LaMotta did in Miami.
Norton running a club in Norway.
Beautiful Raging Bull reference.
Fuck my wife. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was just a Ron Bennington. There was no news. It was just a Ron Bennington appreciation. I guess the news was Ron is still alive.
He's still alive and hilarious.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to Ronnie B. Like I said, that was a nostalgic episode for me because I like both those guys very much. And it was good to see them interact. Kumi was good on that show too. It was nice to see those two together.
We got some super chats here. GDO, $5. Didn't type a message.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Those are the best kinds of super chats.
That's right. Merch Mouse, $5. Unboxing Eric is the only Eric the Midget show. HACKRIDE and DJ Electra forever. Haha, Mike.
They do an Eric. They do just like Shuli does.
Yeah, they do.
I had no idea.
They do this thing.
They took Shuli's thing.
They did.
Oh, I'll have to check that out sometime.
He also says, haha, Mike, Texas lost. You are a loser.
You bet. Hey, I'll take a lot of guff on this program, but you're not going after my Longhorns.
Shit show, $2. Himmy would rather suck dick than do Chip. He stinks.
I like Norton.
Is the Chip show over?
Oh yeah, long over.
Yeah, good. Jimmy's neglected mother, $2.
I take that back. I like to think it lives on through Steel Toe.
Yeah.
It's reincarnated, I should say.
That's right. Jimmy's neglected mother, $2. Say the word, Mike, and we'll United Healthcare Shuli.
Wow. I certainly wouldn't advocate for anything like that. I give Casey Day the word on that. Whatever Casey Day says, I think he's generally a peaceful man, so I will follow his lead.
Cuckoo for coconuts, $2. I'm a witch. I'm a psychic. I'm a woman.
Well, you know.
For those who don't know who that was, maybe rethink that sentence.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, $2. Arch Manning in #1 recruit class put quacks to shame.
You think so? Next year, my boys have a shot.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll see.
Ray Perbutt.
Nice.
Nice. $2. Ron broadcasting with another standalone fruit.
That's where he's best. I told someone asked me, which I like to hear this because it makes me think there's a reason for doing it. But someone asked me, they're like, hey, I enjoy the Ron and Fez episodes you've done. I don't really know, might have been our pal Roscoe. He's like, I don't really know where to start with them. And I told him the standalone fruit moment.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Just that silence as he's saying it and he knows he shouldn't.
And then you realize Ron has walked out of the room.
Suburban Tug Time, $5. Executive producer Craig told me privately that he and Casey Day run the show.
Oh, I know. Listen, I'm merely steering the ship for the boys. Whatever direction they want me to take them, they just got to do a better job letting me know where I'm going, you know?
Talmudic Ray DeVito, $2. Would you have to feel her package to know she's trans?
Would I?
I guess.
That's a fair question. Maybe. Who knows? Back in the day, maybe I could have spotted her. But now, she could probably fool me.
Hulkamania in the chat also says cake horn. Go there.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
All right. Where to next, sir?
Andrew Schultz, I guess.
Yeah, this is a wild one.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is where, like, Jeselnik says, like, these guys shouldn't talk about this stuff. If Kendrick Lamar raps about you,
you should.
I feel like you got to mention it, right? You know?
Yeah,
like, if Kendrick Lamar is telling you to shut the fuck up and you shouldn't make jokes about certain things, I think you have to acknowledge it. So you remember, were you here? It might have been Casey Day when we talked about Andrew Schultz versus the Shits and Gigs podcast.
I think that was Casey Day.
So we discussed them, and Andrew was basically just being a again, if you want to say he's unfunny, like, I don't listen to Flagrant, and this segment was kind of a good example why. Like, it's just not for me. There's a lot of laughing and jocularity, and I'm someone that people claim has a fake laugh, so I'll say maybe it's not fake. I'll defend these boys. but it's a lot for my taste. I'm just not into it really, but like a lot of people are. So who gives a shit? For me to be like, it's not a podcast would be crazy.
It's a quite successful one.
Very much so. So Schultz had a beef with the Shits and Gigs guys. Kendrick Lamar took their side, apparently, where he put in a recent song he released that, well, they read the lyrics, so I won't attempt it.
Okay.
Is it on there?
Now listen, guys, we gotta take this serious. Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women, so we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric.
How do you not know
for
that?
music that protects women. And for decades protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny.
He is the guy on top.
He is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay?
Well, real
Don't
quick,
let
though,
no white
It is a weird. I want to hear that again, but it is a weird line to draw. Like when you're in rap, where I don't know. Maybe I don't know Kendrick Lamar's music enough. Maybe he's condemned other rappers for their language. But it is weird to be like, hey, that enough of that. Don't joke about women. What are you doing, Andrew?
He's kind of like that, actually.
Kendrick?
Yeah.
What a cornball. He's finger waving.
Kind of.
What a fucking nerd. But he called Drake a pedophile in a song.
Yeah, truth is truth,
It's a weird line to have.
Comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay?
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he is saying, I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about, Kendrick.
Yeah, we're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a
it.
law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates
Another good
white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan
That's
if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say Andrew slips into a 90s stand-up bit where he's like, grammatically. It's like, yeah, we got it, Andrew. But that is a good point, that he's doing a fucking show with the South Park guys. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
It's a very strange line to draw. But to me, the only reason I wanted to play these clips, like, I don't care. It's good for Andrew that he did it. You know what I mean? It's more publicity. Now Andrew takes advantage of it and talks about it on his show. What's very cool to me as a comedy fan is how big these guys are. Whether it's Anthony Jeselnik, who we talked about, Kendrick Lamar, fucking Kamala Harris with Tony Hinchcliffe, whatever it is, it's cool that it's on that grand a stage now where it is... In what a disrespected art form it is, it's become respected by people saying it's terrible and shouldn't be done. You know?
It's gonna be very funny in the next Drake song featuring Andrew Schultz.
That would make a lot of sense.
It would. It could happen.
It fits Schultz's persona, you know?
It could happen.
Shane would be so mad if that happened.
I know.
Understand about Ken, it's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that's suspected of abuse. He never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed R. Kelly's music, who for sure fucked and held captive underage black women.
Hold on.
This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait, just let me understand what's going on here, because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making jokes. Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of R. Kelly. And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
a sexual
molested,
predator. Yeah.
And black women.
Oof, children.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black women?
Not potentially, confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
It's not brazy.
Yeah, that is very strange for Kendrick Lamar to take this stance. And again, like I know I get listening to that and not loving Andrew's style or the setup of the show where they all laugh at each other and all that. But here's my problem with like a lot of the comments on these videos, and if you look at Reddit or YouTube comments, whatever, a lot of it is like, fuck Andrew. No, what he's saying is right. You can say like, I don't like his show, but he's clearly absolutely right. Like, I saw people clowning him for this response. It's like, no, he's just correct. Like, Kendrick Lamar's a hypocrite. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's also... this is going to be interesting because Kendrick is... apparently, like, they teach college courses on his writing ability.
Oh, he's quite good, I understand. Yes.
Yes. So, like, this could get very interesting. And
it is... Andrew Schultz is not a good enough comic to go at Kendrick Lamar's raps. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it gets ugly, I'm taking Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
But I just agree. I agree. Andrew's just right. Like, I don't think there's any debating about it.
Yep. And the fact that it is definitely a possibility that he will be in a Drake song is very funny.
That's very funny to me. That's a good idea, and I want it to happen now. I'm glad you've spoken it into the world.
Yeah, I'm speaking. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Where rappers got to talk about comedians for clout.
God bless, dude.
Like, we are up right now.
God bless.
The biggest story about the album, outside of the album and people enjoying it, was a sub at a comedian. Yeah. And you don't even got to say my name, and it still makes headlines?
It's crazy.
You're welcome. You are. How many views did I give him, you think?
A chunk.
A little chunk.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you react, and I've heard a lot of comments that are the same. But again, I agree with Andrew that like that's what people are doing now. Jeselnik's another good example of it, where it's like you're using these comics for press. So there is something they're doing correctly, you know? Like, yeah. I as a comedy fan, I'm not a fan of Hinchcliffe's stand-up, really. I don't mind Andrew Schultz's stand-up, but I wouldn't say I'm like a diehard fan by any means. But like, I like that they're doing this, that they're getting talked about, because I do think that's what you should be doing. The idea that Anthony Jeselnik and Kendrick Lamar are saying, don't push boundaries. Actually, you shouldn't do that. It's very naughty of you. That to me is mind-blowing, and it's amazing they aren't getting more shit for it.
It's just tough going seriously at a joke.
Right.
Right.
Andrew Schultz said nothing serious in that Shits and Gigs, but he was kidding. Yeah. There's nothing to respond to that was serious.
I think it was just like black stereotype jokes, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, if you again, criticize him for being a hack if you want.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not going to debate that with you, even if I might disagree. I'm not going to have the argument because I get it. I get where you're coming from. What I don't get is when you're like, Andrew shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff. And that, I know I'm obsessed with Jeselnik because I keep bringing him up. But that's what he keeps doing, where it's like, they shouldn't be doing this. It's like, so legitimately you're trying to silence people that you don't like what they're doing. There's a word for that, I think. I can't come up with it right now. But
like jail.
Sure. Yes.
It's one of those words.
Yeah.
What are you thinking next? Are we going to our favorite coach, possibly?
I was going to do HACKRIDE real quick. Just to touch on it. I've already talked about it on I got scooped by myself this week. We talked about it on WATS. And I saw a bunch of other shows talking about it. But I want to just address one aspect of this that I don't think has been touched on yet. And that is, like, so if you don't know, Tuah has gotten roped into a scam, a crypto scam, a rug pull. People lost a bunch of money because they bought into Hawk Coin, and apparently, like, it was all insider trading. They only released 17% of the available coin or something like that. And insiders made a lot of money while a bunch of people lost money. Now, to me, I look at that and say, like, you deserve to lose your money if you are investing your life savings in Hawk Coin. I don't really give a fuck. But the more interesting angle of this to me is every few years now, a documentary comes out. The one that like sticks out in my mind is Britney Spears. Remember that Britney Spears documentary?
I don't, but man, was her dad correct.
You know, it was talked about anyways. Like,
yes.
And everyone was like, oh my God, what the media did to Britney was unforgivable. We can't trust people anymore that criticize young women who were influenced by the succubus that is the entertainment business. It's a terrible thing that they did to Britney. And then they did the same thing with Paris Hilton, where they were like, the way the media machines spit her up and shoot her out was unacceptable. And no longer will we stand for doing this to a young woman. And then this summer, a young lady said she likes to spit on a dick to lube it up. And became instantly famous and a millionaire. And someone made her the CEO of a company. And we're all like, she's a scam artist! She's robbing us! Get her! No. Blame everyone that did this to her, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
There's literally a guy named Doc Hollywood running her cryptocurrency. That's what the guy goes by. His name is Doc Hollywood. And he's running this crypto. And all of the headlines are, Tuah scams audience. Tuah running crypto scam. She's a fucking crack baby. She's an idiot that monsters put in a position of power and took advantage of her. What's wrong with you people?
Doc Hollywood sounds above board to me.
You think? You think a guy named Doc Hollywood says he has the future of money? That's a guy you should trust.
I have no reason not to believe him.
Yeah. So let's first hear Haley promoting her new crypto coin.
Okay, y'all, drop your Solana wallets. I'm giving out some meme coins for free. Coming to you December 4th.
Boy, what a maniacal scam artist she is. If you fucking rubes put your money into Hawk Coin, I'm glad you lost it, you fucking idiots. What's wrong with you guys? Heard someone go, man, I don't know nothing about no cryptocurrency, but I got one myself, and it's gonna make 12 gold doubloons is what we spend down here in Mississippi, and I got lots of money for you. It's gonna be the future of money. You're like, whoa, $30,000 into Hawk Coin? Oh my God, it's all gone.
Wow, stunning.
She was a crack baby who was walking down the street one day, and a gentleman said, how do you give a blowjob, man? And she said, you spit on that thing, Tuah. And they're like, make her the head of a corporation.
Do you still?
And we blame her.
Do you still feel like she's fine?
I said her podcast was fine.
Yeah.
Don't turn this up. What I did not say is make her the head of a Fortune 500 company.
I didn't know. I thought you tell me different things.
I didn't say, hey, this Elon Musk guy seems dangerous. Why don't you make her the head of Tesla? Remove this monster and implement Haley Welch.
Anyways, we have Gear Coin coming out.
Yeah.
Someone said to call it Spit Coin.
I did think of that, and that's not bad. I just assume it exists already. You know?
Probably.
Yeah. But again, you hear this fucking retard go, man, I don't know nothing about spitting on dicks. What I like to do, I'm an entrepreneur, and what I like to think is that we make a lot of money if y'all invest in Hawk Coin. And we're like, she's stealing from us. No, I mean, Bernie Madoff was stealing because he was a guy that knew his shit and posed like someone who could really invest your money smartly.
Now, if we're looking at this honestly, when you hear her talk about it, she has no clue what's happening.
I know that. That's my point. And people are like, she should be in jail. Fine, put her in jail. But we should want the head of Doc Hollywood and all of the retards that thought we wouldn't notice that something went a little awry with Hawk Coin.
We got Gear Coin, Blind Bucks, and my favorite My favorite from Michael Jamal, Braille bonds.
I like that. That's very good.
Keep them coming, and I'll read them if they're funny.
So now CoffeeZilla pokes his nose into this.
Oh, boy, did he.
And he does a good job. If I could give CoffeeZilla one note, Lord knows he doesn't need my advice. But if I could give him one note on his interview style, mix a little good cop in, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Let them hang themselves in this thing. But let's hear. I think this is a Twitter space they did.
Yes.
Happy to answer any
I have
questions.
questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What CoffeeZilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been
That's
tracing
the
it on
CEO
chain
of
for
this
a while.
operation.
She knows what she's doing.
Well, butter my biscuit, CoffeeZilla. Why don't you tell me what I'm doing wrong? I ain't know nothing since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. CoffeeZilla, you're making me madder than a rattlesnake with a toothache. I don't like the way your attitude is.
She's just Ojeda.
Make her the boss. Those are the people you should be mad at.
You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No, that's not true.
Now this guy, this is the villain.
Yes.
This is the man controlling, who's like, let me slip in here before this rube says something that she's not supposed to. And just admits to the whole scheme. Let me, who actually has some knowledge, let me slide in here. So let's hear from this monster who should actually be getting all the criticism.
It's not.
Well, it's a fact, and you can see it on chain. So
Yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there.
We
can answer that.
You know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why we can answer it.
He's like, you almost got me. I almost said yes, but I knew to step over that one.
What a dumb answer. We know it's not there. That's why I can talk about it.
Going directly from the main account.
CoffeeZilla, just chill for a second.
And then it's getting sold for $50K. Who is that?
This guy's had a little too much
You think we're doing this
caffeine,
for $50K? Yeah, fucking right. Talking to the wrong guy. You're used to these bullshit scammers out here. Not us. Now,
This is another guy.
That's what everyone says, by the way.
How do you know that's where I was going, sir?
Listen, doesn't matter. No, I'm not everyone. There's a strategic allocation, right, through a foundation. Every single one of those was signed.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
The deployer wallet. You've heard of a strategic allocation or a private
How much
sale.
did y'all get doing a pre-sale? How much did y'all make?
It's not that
Selling
we
out
made.
your fans.
Over here,
what even is money? You know, like what is CoffeeZilla? Time is a flat circle. Are any of us even here?
Yeah, hold on, CoffeeZilla. Take a chill pill, brother.
So
y'all just rug pulled a bunch of people.
No, there's no rug. We're here every single day. There's no rug pulled, and it's not done by us. Yes, snipers sniped it up to an insane market cap.
No, it's
and
not
dumped
just
it.
snipers.
That was not us. That was
You know that.
Listen, no. I'm telling you the truth.
And y'all made millions on fees from this little scheme.
There's not a.
I'm sure that's not you getting those fees, right? Who's making the money on the fees? Who's making millions of
We
dollars
made millions
on fees?
from this rug pull, CoffeeZilla. Get the terminology right. No, it's not a scheme so much as a grift.
Yeah, he says that, and then the guy's like, he goes, that's not what I meant.
And then Haley's about to wants to chime in and be like, actually, CoffeeZilla, what I think is it's a bit of a scheme, and they took all my money, and they didn't tell me what they were doing. And this guy's like, shut up, Haley. Let me not know how to handle this either.
From this rug pull.
That's not a scheme. That's the project. So we can keep this thing going for years. Okay. That's how do you think? There's so many expenses.
Who makes the money on the fees?
Again,
Someone just made
CoffeeZilla,
over
let this guy hang himself, you know? Mix in a little good cop. That wouldn't be the end of the world.
Ask a question that he thinks is a legal answer, and then trap him.
Let this idiot answer something because you know it's going to be wrong.
Yes.
$1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
The fees were just there. We didn't even want them. They just appeared one day.
Also, if you see one of these coins and you don't think it's a scam, you're an idiot.
Yeah, of course, meme coins. Yes, yeah. You would invest in Bitcoin if you wanted, and that's not financial advice.
That's right.
Just my opinion, and for entertainment purposes.
Who does that who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project, right?
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here. Haley Welch.
He's like talking about Scientology.
How much?
It belongs to the. It's Xenu's. It's Lord Xenu. He controls all of it. The project, our overlord, handles it.
Is Haley Welch owned?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug?
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation?
I gotta say, I don't remember the fellas at Enron using the phrase "take a chill pill." It's done a little more professionally.
You don't? I think that's how they speak in all their meetings.
That was their slogan back then.
They start their meetings and they're like, "Chillax, man."
Yeah. Islands to hire directors. You think this stuff pays for itself? Right?
So y'all wanted to make the money on day one? I don't understand. I'm just asking.
We're here every single day.
Millions of dollars
in
fees from the
day
rug.
2, day 3. You know, this is how you run a project.
What he should have
forever.
done is just kept counting. You know, till the end of it, till CoffeeZilla just logged off eventually. Day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, and then eventually one by one, everyone just leaves. That would have bought him a little more time, I think.
Definitely.
Is you have to fund that. First of all, over here can speak to the extensive amount of work and time and people that are on this project. Over here has around 18 people working on this right now.
Can I just say, I never met none of these people, and I got $35 million in my account yesterday.
This voice is too funny.
And America is like, that's who's running the company. That's who deserves the blame. Now, I listen. I understand she put her name on this stuff. She's an adult. She should pay whatever penalty the law sees fit. It's just funny to me that every headline is, the Tuah girls scammed all of us.
It was clearly Doc Hollywood.
Among others, I assume, yeah.
But, like, why can't she just do her podcast? She's making money. Don't do this shit.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the next thing. Then the reason I wanted to talk about all of this, because it's not just one scam.
No.
So I want to go for it just a little bit longer here, but we'll get to the next scam that's being perpetrated, again, onto Haley, that she's just not bright enough to turn down.
Small time type of nothing. We're really trying to do something here and not just do it for one day and do it for 2 days like you're used to.
So who made the money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Haley Welch make of that 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is running this project.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns zero of
I'm
the
a
foundation.
people person,
So
damn it. I'm good with people. What don't you understand here? It's a foundation. The foundation runs things. It's not a human being, you know? So it can't be us. Arrest the foundation. That's who you should be going after.
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited? Over $1 million was just
I'm
made.
telling you, a
Who
foundation.
owns any of it? If there's no God, who owns any of this? Right, brother? You know?
Yeah, man.
You know, what's the difference? And like, this man should be getting all the headline. We should be talking about this guy and whoever else scammed Haley Welch. To blame Haley Welch for this is like going on, let's say you live in a city. We do here in Boston. We have the T here in Boston, the train system.
That's right.
Head down there, find a homeless crack addict. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out.
Won't take very long. Yeah.
And say, you know what? A better example. Trump's picking his cabinet right now.
Mm-hmm.
He goes down and finds a homeless man and says, this man, Boxcar Willie, is our new Secretary of State. Do they blame Boxcar Willie, or do they blame Donald Trump for thinking that this man could do anything? No, there would obviously be a scam involved that we wouldn't blame the crazy homeless person for. Which, maybe I'm demeaning Haley. Maybe she's more than that. At most, she's a podcaster. She shouldn't be running a company. So to make all these headlines like Haley Welch scammed everyone, it's so crazy to me. But
that pays people.
I think you get the idea of what CoffeeZilla is doing. Go watch it. CoffeeZilla really holds this guy's feet to the fire. But there are more scams that we can get into. This is a review I found of Haley Welch's dating app called Pookie, I think.
Yeah, which is named after her boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I don't think it's his real name, but yes.
I don't follow her like you do, so I don't know her podcast. And
y'all want to find true love? This is how you do it. This is where you find Cinderella, you fellas.
It just sounds like a female kid version of Jim Ross from WWF.
And we're all like, well, she must be reputable. Let me invest.
Think that this app would be free?
What?
Do we know this guy's name? The YouTube channel?
I'll get that while this is playing.
Would be free? Absolutely not. Here we go. Elevate your dating game with Pookie, the official app of Haley Welch. No, talk to her. Get relationship advice from AI Haley. Ooh, what's your advice? Effortless texting, height detector, new tools added weekly, and $5 a week, $40 a year. $5 a week, it's like $20 a month. That's a steal. Here we go. Subscribe now. Subscribe to Pro Weekly subscription. Plan automatically renews. Yes. Yes, please. Confirm. Oh my God, they keep asking me. Yes, and I'm all set. Thank you. Wow. Huh. The privacy policy. Holy shit. This is just on a random Google site that they called Pookie. No, this is fucking weird. Contact us. Whoa, terms and conditions. Am I even allowed to cancel? Look, the subscription terms used to be $6.99 a week with a 3-day free trial. But no. Nothing comes free with Pookie Me. You have to pay $5 up front just to get a taste of this app.
So the dating app is also a scam.
Yeah.
And the AI is he read a bunch of the AI that they put in, and that's where I got the impression, because AI's impression of Haley is all, well, butter my bread. Y'all want to find true love? Then you must be hornier than a porcupine in July. I'll tell you what.
That guy's name is Jake Doolittle.
Okay, shout out to Jake Doolittle for doing this work. So yeah, I don't blame. Maybe I'm being sexist in a weird way, where I don't blame Haley Welch at all, other than being an idiot. But I don't think she's a scam artist. I just think I'll tell you who I blame is people like Whitney Cummings, who are like, this is my daughter. Yeah. I'm going to take her under my wing and show her the ropes. Where were you, Whitney? Where were all these people? Where the fuck is Jake Paul? Where are all these people that said they were going to protect this rube, this hapless rube?
They all got beat on meme coin, so.
Yeah, I guess so. So I feel bad for Haley while the rest of the world is taking her down. But you're right, I'm a fan from way back. So.
$5 a week is crazy.
For a dating app.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Who would pay that? And they I guess she had Wiz Khalifa on her podcast. And she's like, y'all want to hear my music? I want to be a rap star soon. You want to hear what I got, the hot bars I'm dropping? And then they sit there for 20 minutes while she plays her music, and Wiz Khalifa's like, "Oh man, you really got something here."
Gross.
So
gross.
they're scamming this girl every which way. They were really striking while the iron was hot. Let's do everything. Let's try and make her a singer, an entrepreneur, an influencer, dating advice, whatever fucking way we can pull this girl. We are gonna fleece her good. And unfortunately, it only lasted a few months. So I don't know if this will be the end of my girl Haley Welch or not.
We got a few super chats here.
Okay.
Jimmy's neglected mother, $5. I've seen guys on To Catch a Predator handle questions better than Doc.
All CoffeeZilla said was, "Why don't you have a seat?" And he's like, "I'm not a rapist."
Suburban Tug Time, $2. The White Knight Project.
Is that what I'm doing? I'm white knighting for Haley?
Kind of. I guess.
said, but she's an idiot. I'm not propping her up the way these people are, you know? I think you're white knighting if you're like, very good, Haley. I'm going to invest in your crypto. I think this is really going places. I think that's white knighting. Treating her like she's anything but what she is, I think is white knighting. But you may have a point. I see what you're saying.
And lastly, we got Cyberganic $2. I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to believe it. He says, fun fact, Doc Hollywood is Howie Mandel's son-in-law.
I believe that is true.
No way.
Which I hope he's not. I hope he's not married to the. Remember that we played the clips of his show and we liked his daughter?
Yeah.
I hope it's not the same daughter.
Yeah, well, she'll be leaving him if this is true.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. Poor Howie has to. Howie, how many business deals did this guy try to pitch Howie?
HACKRIDE says,
so they're cleaning supplies that last forever. You only have to clean your house once.
One time. HACKRIDE says Tinder has a $500 a month tier. Haley is a bargain.
Is that right?
I have no clue.
Now that's a scam.
That is a scam.
Now that's a good old fashioned scam.
But it's a name you can trust.
Exactly. That's the issue.
Yeah. You can't trust him.
All right. Now I think I can tell Craig was excited to get to this guy because we haven't talked about him in a while.
It's been a very long time.
Our boy Coach, your favorite coach, the most positive man on the internet, Coach HP. For those that don't remember, because we have some new people here since the last time we talked about Coach HP, we discovered Coach when he interviewed Brendan Schaub, and Coach HP broke down in tears talking about how amazing Brendan Schaub's career was.
Yes.
And since then, we've seen him interview a bunch of people. He's tried different things on the internet. And then he tried to, we believe, fight me.
Oh,
right?
yeah. He was going to take you behind the shed with old Yeller's bones and beat the fuck out of you.
I don't think he was going to be so positive with old Mikey.
I don't think so.
So I tried to get him on the show. He texted Craig. Somehow he got Craig's number.
I think Box Eating Dad gave it to him.
But so Coach HP started texting him as if it was me. He's like, yo, Mike, we got to talk.
Yeah.
And Craig goes, oh, this is not Mike, but I could book you on the show. And he goes, nah. Not interested in doing the show. Just let Mike have my number. Got to talk to him. And I was like, tell him, like, I have no interest in having a phone, because I also have no interest in, like, recording him without his knowledge.
Yeah.
So I have no interest in having a phone conversation with him. Let's do it on the show. What are you, nuts, Coach? Get some eyeballs on this thing.
This is one of the few times I called Mike midday. It was like, Mike, something's happening.
Well, I believe you said, did you give Coach HP my number? I was like, no.
But like I read it and it was like exactly what he would have said.
Oh, Craig, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like giving Coach HP a bit of a hard time because I think he's a bit of a phony. You know, I think Haley Welch is exactly who she claims to be, and I think Coach HP is the man we should be going after for being a phony. Because he talks about being this positive guy and everything.
About to crush his place of positivity.
Yes, that's true. That's very good. He's going to crush the day with positivity. So Coach HP, I've been following him since the Brendan Schaub interview. He's talked to David Lucas, Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game.
The weirdest interview ever.
He's like legitimate friends with Erica Nardini, the former CEO of Barstool.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, very weird. So I like Coach. Somehow he gets big guests. He did an entire episode explaining how to do a podcast. And this video, when I checked, had 17 views. So I don't know how much that is thriving, but he does have a new approach. He's got a new show idea that I wanted to present to you guys because I thought some of you might enjoy it, particularly a guy like Box Eating Dad. I think people might be interested in participating in Coach HP's new show format. So let's hear what it is.
I wanted to do something which is calling coach. I don't know what it is, but where we get people on the phone and we just talk about the situation and maybe I can help. Maybe I cannot help, but we're going to talk and figure this thing out. So I please encourage anybody. If you have concerns, I would be ecstatic if you would come on the show. We're doing it voice. You don't have to say who you are. You could be
good.
undercover, whatever it is. I don't care. But if I can help you,
did you hear that, folks?
This is
He's dog whistling for us.
Go ahead.
You can be a fan of another podcast that makes fun of me. You can be a man named Box Eating Dad. I do not care.
He is the how do we reach these kids?
I just need warm bodies.
A lot of people, guys, a lot of people across the board. It's worked for first rounders. It's worked for big leaguers. It works for comedians, entrepreneurs, politicians, you name
Hold
it.
on.
So
Which politician?
I feel the man upstairs.
I need to see it. I need to see him sit down with Trump.
Donald, you have done a tremendous job. Donald, you truly have made America great again.
Put all of your wealth in Barron.
But Donald, I tell you, I work with kids every day. This kid has got it. He's so tall and handsome.
I want to share it with you guys as much as I can. So please DM me at Coach HP if you follow me on Instagram. If you're on YouTube or TikTok or any other thing, shoot me an email, thecoachhp@gmail.com, thecoachhp@gmail.com. Tell me your situation.
Said it twice.
Come on the show. We'll set it up.
Box Eating Dad, get the fuck on that, please.
You heard that call to action.
We'll record it. Hopefully we can help you like we've helped Robert and so many. And we get the content to help more people and we keep it going.
Of course, I'll say, like, don't be mean to the guy or anything. Ask him for some advice. Maybe you're having a problem. Maybe you're kind of overstepping where, like, you're telling people what they can and can't do on a certain show, even though you have no right to really make those decisions.
Never did that.
And you think, people are giving me guff for this. What do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You turn to Coach HP and you ask for some advice.
Someone get fucking on that.
He told you how to contact him. Now, I was a little nervous. Not nervous is the wrong word, but I thought to myself, it'd be funny if we got someone on there, but like the vetting process is probably pretty thorough,
Yeah.
Like Coach HP's not just having literally any asshole on. Our guy Coach HP wouldn't just record the first phone conversation he had, even if the guy can't speak, and put it out there on the internet. So I was a little concerned. But then I heard the interview, and I thought, well, by God, maybe we've got a chance.
In a nutshell, let's go right back into it.
Oh, I should say, this is a top operation. The first call with this guy got completely deleted. So he makes him re-explain his problem. So it's important to note, this is take 2 from this guy.
This is your second time doing this. Watch how more comfortable you're going to be today than you were yesterday.
Fuck.
It's going to be very different. What brought you to my content at the beginning so we could let people know again?
How'd you find me so awesome?
Just having some setbacks and the progress with my with my son.
Ah, Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
What?
That didn't happen on your end?
No.
The electricity from this guy?
No. I was just about to say,
burning me up.
You know what I think this is because it's not live? It sounds like Coach HP doing a white voice through the phone.
That would be great. I would love to see that. Coach HP running into the other room.
Doesn't it? It sounds like it.
Oh, well, Coach, it's funny you should ask that. Yes, please, tell me your problems. Well, as you know, I live in the suburbs, and
Listen to this guy's voice and tell me this couldn't be Coach HP.
Okay.
Much the main reason, and the as from what I learned from what we talked about yesterday, the delivery.
My problem is I love Brendan Schaub too much. Could you help me with that?
Don't get me started on how great this show is.
I have a problem. There's a blind guy making fun of me, and I want to beat the shit out of him without him mentioning that I may not be the most positive man on the internet.
Without losing my positivity cred.
How do I go about that?
And I mean, pretty much sums it up.
Sir, let's.
It really does. It really does sum it up. He said nothing. The guy goes, you know what? We got to go back. I'm sorry. Replay that. I got to hear this guy's fucking problem again.
The whole section there?
Yes. Yeah. Or at least his part. Because I have to dissect what this problem is, because it's going to be tough for Coach to really give advice if this guy's going to be vague about his issue.
And we get the content to help more people, and we keep it going.
Here we go.
In a nutshell, let's go right back into it. And now this is your second time doing this. Watch how more comfortable you're going to be today than you were yesterday. It's going to be very different.
All right, I'm ready.
What brought you?
He's just talking to himself. You got the cobwebs taken off.
All right, Coach, hit this one out of the park.
To my content at the beginning, so we could let people know again.
Just having some setbacks and the progress with my with my son.
I don't know, because you're explaining it for the first
so
time.
That was pretty much the main reason.
Right.
And the
hold on, I'm sorry.
From what I learned.
Hold on. What's the main reason? He goes, we're having some setbacks with my son. So that's pretty much the main reason. Now, listen, Coach, I'm sure, knows what the problem is. But he has decided to make this content. So I, as a listener, have to care about this man. So hopefully he elaborates about his problem so I can have some sort of investment in it, and maybe it can help me out in my own life.
From what we talked about yesterday, the delivery.
Well, we didn't hear it. Remember?
Remember that was gone forever?
You pretty much summed it up in yesterday's call. Actually, it worked perfectly. I no longer need help.
And I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
What does, you dickhead?
Sir, let's.
Coach has not looked into this man at all. Anyone with a problem can get on this show, even if the problem isn't a sentence. He's like, there were some progress and setbacks, and that pretty much sums it up. You take it away, Coach.
It's great content.
All right, this is good. This is where things heat up. So I'm glad Coach had this idea to bring to the table.
Let's go step by step here, Robert. After our call yesterday, how did you feel before you even implemented anything, right? Because we're going to talk about...
By the way, this guy respects 0 people's time and space.
Coach?
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
Like when he ends the show and he's like, I'm going to call you right now. And then he just leaves the stream up. Or this guy, he's like, hey, I fucked the whole interview up. We have to do it again.
Oh, well, luckily, Craig, it's funny you say that. Luckily, it's very short. This was only a half an hour. Yeah. So this guy sat through an hour's worth of 2 different explanations from Coach HP. But it's important to get him on because he's so magnetic. You're drawn to him as a caller.
Strategies we kind of use and examples and stuff like that. But how did you feel during the call, after the call?
Oh, during the call, I
didn't think you'd ask me.
I really just wanted to get some type of like resolvement. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it.
It is not.
I wanted to face what's going on head on. I wanted to.
He's reading his cue cards
to get better at the things that are happening.
And it says here, any compliment toward you. I'm not sure. Am I supposed to read that part?
I wish so bad when the guy was on the phone, like a thing popped up on the screen, but you could kind of see that Coach HP was covering his mouth and holding a phone.
Oh, really, Robert? That must be very difficult.
Oh, I mean, yeah. What was the other part of the...
What was the other part of the question?
About to crush his place of positivity.
This helped absolutely nothing.
No.
So do we have Coach's advice now?
We are on his advice.
So if I can sum it up, essentially, what I believe this guy's problem to be, and it was a little difficult to follow.
His kid sucks at shortstop.
It's funny you say that.
Oh,
it's exactly correct.
Stop it.
He was, I should say he didn't play short. He was a catcher. But he made JV on the freshman team. Then he made JV as a sophomore, and he batted about the middle of the lineup. And then junior year, he didn't get any playing time. So this guy is wondering what he has to do to get his son a college scholarship.
Don't wait. Don't you guys worry.
The answer is start saving money.
Robert, if we take a picture right now, who's the first person you're going to look for in the picture, Robert?
As far as what kind of picture?
We take a regular picture, like, hey, we're at a park. We take a picture. Me, you, your son, and another teammate. Who are you going to look at in the picture first?
I assume me because I am the most dashingly handsome. I draw the eye.
Well, naturally, I look at Coach HP.
But hold on, listen. He's leading this guy somewhere, and Robert has no idea what direction to go in.
Like with my family, or
yeah, with your family. Let's say your family. Your family, and I'm there. I'm there in your family picture. Who do you look for first in the picture?
Fine. I guess you've cropped me out, even though I think I'm family at this point.
No, I'm there.
Your family, me, you know, the big four.
I've never really thought about that.
Everybody looks at themselves. Oh, how did I come out?
Why couldn't you just do that then? I mean? If you had a whole thing planned. We had to sit through me being like, I guess I would look at my wife, see how she, God bless her, after all these years, I still find her trying. No, you idiot! Don't you understand? For this to work, you must look at yourself. Even though I am in the picture for some reason, and I am a complete stranger.
I'd be like, who is this guy?
Yeah, my eyes would be drawn to my family with this internet baseball coach who's for some reason at our reunion.
Yeah, why are we taking a family photo and there's a guy kneeling talking to our son in the photo?
Showing him the proper batting stance. I gotta tell you, Coach, my eye was drawn away from myself in that moment. So this is the advice that Coach HP gives a man who is... The problem has nothing to do... The problem is his kid stinks at baseball. And it seems like maybe old Robert was a little verbally abusive with the kid.
Seems that way.
Taking out some of his own high school frustrations on Robert Jr.
Seems that way.
So this is Coach HP's very specific advice that you have to call the show for.
Oh, this is the last clip.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get to it because this one wasn't over yet.
Oh, okay, good.
Let me scan ahead here.
Well, maybe I want. Let's stick with this picture analogy.
Okay.
Take a picture. Me, you, your son, and another teammate. Who are you going to look at in the picture first?
Like with my family, or
yeah, with your family. Let's say your family. Your family, and I'm there. I'm there in your family picture. Who do you look for first in the picture?
I've never really thought about that.
Everybody looks at themselves. Oh, how did I come out? How did I come out in the picture? What I mean to is everybody worries about themselves, bro.
That was a long way to go, but I get what you're saying.
Except for this guy.
Everybody's worried about themselves. Now you're adding a place like Miami where everybody really cares about themselves and then their situation. But if you become the guy that focuses on winning other people over, especially your family, and you make this a lifestyle, you would crush it at life.
His advice.
Whatever level you want to crush it at, you would destroy.
It doesn't end.
His advice.
And this is something that everybody can do.
Be me.
This is like if Craig was like, God, I'm having a problem with my son, and I really don't know how to handle it. And I was like, well, Craig, you know what I think you should do? Start a history of comedy podcast. And every week, you break a different subject down each week. And you know what? I would say some of them, in the grand scheme of things, maybe don't necessarily apply to the history of comedy but if it interests you, then it matters.
You know, I did a deep dive into John Panette, and my son's relationship is so much better now.
That's good. Now, see, John Panette doesn't interest me as much, but if it interests you, that's what matters. And if you can, find a clip of Norm Macdonald that you can play at the end. If it applies to the subject, as a nice tribute to such a great man. And you're like, wow, now my relationship with my son is fixed.
Now he's good at baseball. Now,
what you should do, Robert, is fantasize about Joe Rogan day and night. Maybe interview people in his life. If you can't get too close to him, maybe interview his table maker. And this will show you the way. That's, by the way, our best Coach HP segment. Look up on YouTube, look up Coach HP interviews Joe Rogan's table maker. And that's us.
It's literally the best. But this last clip is stunning that it came out of anyone's mouth.
Oh, I don't know if I remember this. I thought the advice was the last clip.
No.
Okay, let me hear this.
This is the Craig approved clip.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. Listen, and because it's an audio joke, we can do it. Don't show any images of this, but Craig does stand by it 100%.
One of the things that's coming back and I spoke to my wife about it, like one of the great examples that you did was when we talked about when I met my wife and we started going out at the romancing and about how you got to romance your kid. And, it's kind of like
that's what Craig always tells me. And I say, Craig, I don't have a kid. He's like, any kid, just find a kid.
Coach HP's nodding of approval.
Yes.
He goes, uh-huh.
Yes. Robert, you show up with a bouquet of red roses, 12 red roses, I recommend. Perhaps a box of chocolates.
Romance your kid.
Wear something nice, business casual, perhaps. And you show up at the door, and your son answers. And he says, oh, I'm just stepping out of the shower. I hope you don't mind if I get ready. Would you like to come in for a few moments?
and
that's when things get really fun, Robert.
and I was doing that. So it worked. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, it works. And this is with everybody. This is with your wife. This is with your neighbor. Anybody. Your co-workers.
Robert, don't listen to this advice.
Do not.
Robert's at his neighbor's house and just takes his dick out. Robert, what are you doing? This is a barbecue. And he's like, no. Coach HP told me to romance everyone in my life.
With your boss,
that'll get you fired.
If you have people
Lose
under
your
you,
income.
You have to sit there and go, dude, I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to like it, man.
Robert gets called into the boss's office. He's being disciplined. Robert's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas. Have I been bad? Have I been a bad boy?
Oh, God.
Maybe you should punish me if I've been so bad. Robert, what the heck? Get your head straight. What are you doing?
I don't want to tell you this because I love you, bro. I think you're amazing.
As far as we know,
you're messing up.
This is the first interaction they've ever had.
This is either literally Coach HP doing different voice or
over the phone,
or his friend.
Yeah, probably his friend. But he's like, Robert, I love you so much, and I think it's important that you romance your child.
The way you put away the hose, the way you clean the truck, the way you show up here, your attire, the way you look, dude, you gotta help me out, man. This is not versus, bro, you look like a piece of shit. What are you doing? You're gonna lose your job. Get out of my face. Clean yourself up. You don't have respect for nothing.
Well, that's good advice, I guess. Don't call your child a piece of shit. No. That's at the end of the day, the only advice Coach HP gives this man.
Romance your kid.
Don't call him a hunk of shit is the only information he gave him that Robert should walk away with. But I have a feeling romance your kid is what stands out. Also, what we glossed over his central advice was, oh, you should do a helpful podcast. That is the most positive podcast on the internet. So just be me. You should grow a nice mustache. Shave your head, perhaps. I missed Coach HP, so I hope he continues helping people on the internet.
I got a couple super chats here.
Well, let's fire away.
The Blatcast, $5.
Hello, Christian.
For more laughs, watch Who Are These Broadcasters Tuesdays at 2 p.m.
Oh,
we hope.
I keep forgetting about this every time. I forgot I agreed to it, and he keeps reminding me.
We hope Blind Mike can join us, but we promise we've got a great show either way.
I don't know if I can do Tuesday this week.
At 2 p.m., we'll be just finished. We got Tuesday.
I know. Yeah. Oh, I might be able to do it late, I guess.
The Black Cast doesn't want the Clug Maniacs coming after him.
He really is he's a dark cloud that looms over me, this Rich. He's followed me on every show I've done. And he's like, just remind Mike, he's got to do mine. I'm like, God damn it, I did agree to that.
Box Eating Dad, $2.
I'm kidding, of course. Christian's a good man. Don't move on that quickly.
Oh, sorry. Box Eating Dad, $2. Can you do the Can You Believe It, Joe Castiglione?
That's you.
Can you believe it?
Wow, it's like he's here.
Yeah, exactly.
Shame
I thought he was. I thought he was older.
Joe Castig?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Like in his 70s. I thought he was like 90.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not.
He talks like he is.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get into a Joe Castiglione debate with you, quite frankly. But
I didn't bring it up. Box Eating Dad did. Now where do we go? The Duke or Steel Toe?
We got our two favorites. I wanted to treat people. I didn't put it in the title because I wanted to treat people that stuck around this long.
Yeah, you guys are still here.
I say we do Steel Toe.
Yeah, because this might take a while.
This was shocking to me what I have unearthed. Now, first I have to talk about Patrick Melton is doing a Peggy monster. He has an AI Peggy monster that he used my voice for on his show, apparently.
Really?
and Tukey was sent a Peggy monster puppet.
Really?
This was my thing.
Well, now you know how everyone else.
I'm the only one that caught it.
This is how everyone feels now when we do like Stuttering John or some shit.
I guess, but this is a little specific. No. Everyone. The Peggy monster haunts all of us.
Yes.
So it's good to really drive it into the ground as quickly as you can.
And if you're wondering where did it start, it's here.
No one will remember. History won't remember that, but it was.
This is when Bruce Wayne goes to Japan and starts learning martial arts and stuff.
No, it was funny. Patrick Melton Venmo'd me, and I was like, "What is this for?" And that's what it was.
He took the Peggy monster.
It was a tribute payment. It was like when Robin Williams would steal a joke from someone.
Oh, that's too fucking funny.
He'd be like, "Here you go, kid."
That's too funny.
Yeah. So everyone loves the Peggy monster, but here's something else for you folks to look into. This is one Patrick Melton probably did do already. I don't know if he did or not, but someone in our comments mentioned this to me. He goes, "Mike, do yourself a favor." I wish I remember this guy's name. He deserves credit. I apologize to you, sir. Great job. He said, "Do yourself a favor. Just search on YouTube simply Steel Toe DSP." DSP is a guy who begs on the internet that Aaron used to cover a lot when April was on the show. I think back when he had all that Corey Adam and all these co-hosts.
Yep.
He used to make fun of this DSP guy. And I've always heard there were similarities. I know Carl played some DSP clips recently that I heard. Excuse me. And I said to Carl recently, I was like, it's crazy how much that guy sounds like Aaron. I didn't realize how Aaron sounded when talking about DSP. This was stunning to me.
DSP is Aaron's Ra's al Ghul.
This was troubling. This is how you know Aaron might be clinically insane.
Ra's al Ghul. It's more like
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. That was quick. Who had that?
That was me.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, this is upsetting. So this is how Aaron sounded back in the day. This is from a few years ago when he was covering DSP. And again, I'm kidding. I'm sure Patrick Melton has covered this in the past, but it's the first time I ever heard it, and it was very shocking to me.
Just also for clarification, this is not a clipped thing. This is from Steel Toe's YouTube.
Oh yeah, this is not another channel taking it out of context and mocking. I went to the Steel Toe Morning Show YouTube channel and found a playlist of him mocking DSP. And here's how he went about it.
So let's watch a guy who asks like a selfish sack of cunt, shall we? DSP, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know much about this guy.
Hold on. That might sound hypocritical right out of the gate. But maybe there's something we don't know about this DSP guy. Let's hear Aaron's critique, because maybe it's way different than how Aaron does his show now. So I'm curious to learn.
Doing my homework. All I know him as now is he's come up on r/cringe for like 2 weeks because he has been shamelessly basically chastising his audience for money. Aaron. Now, again, I don't want this to come off as one of these sanctimonious streaming assholes who's got, people with 5 million subscribers. Like, why are these people asking their audience for money? Because we're not a milquetoast show that, worries about what we say so we can keep our channel monetized. We want to do a fun, spicy show that people can enjoy.
Craig.
Yep.
I don't know if you listened to these clips all the way through. You didn't tell me the edgy police were on patrol.
Not only did I listen to this whole video, there was a part that I realized that we didn't clip that I thought was funny for the Blind Mike project, because we did about 2 weeks of Aaron bitching about the lighting in the backdrop. And all that
I
stuff.
remember that. Yeah.
And he says, this guy just comes on and complains about his backdrop.
I forgot about that.
It has nothing to do with the Peggy monster, so we couldn't really use it, but it happened.
But this is listen to this man critique someone else for having a goal.
And we go, hey, you know how it makes us able to do this? If you guys chip in $5-10 a month, keep us going. Cool. Awesome. Please do.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
he's cash about it.
You know what sucks? This is what it's. He sounds like us right now.
I know. That's what's terrifying.
Oh no.
That's what makes me wonder if the Peggy monster was the ghost of Christmas future.
Oh no.
Saying, Mike, wake up, Mike.
Don't tell people to donate if they want to.
Don't be this casual about it. It will lead to you one day begging the audience. I know you think it's no problem now, but one day you'll shame them into donating.
I don't mind that shit. Encouraging people to donate. If you do a 4-hour stream and 5 minutes of it combined is the time you spend asking, I got no fucking problem with that. Take 10 if you want to.
Oh, thanks, man.
What a nice
man.
guy.
And by the way, go to blindmike.net. If you want, no big deal. You can become a member on Patreon if you're interested in early access and bonus content. But it's not a big deal, so don't worry about it.
Michael.
Oh no. Where's that coming from?
That's how it starts, dude.
Well, I hope the Peggy monster doesn't get me one day. But I like Aaron there saying hey, you want to spend 5-10 minutes on it? Who cares? Go for it. What? Knock yourself out. Not for me, but spend 5 minutes on it if you want. We've shouted him out before. Our guy, Real Media Player, has hours and hours of footage from one episode. Could be up to an hour long of Aaron going, come on, guys, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Rumble. We got to hit that goal. We got to keep the lights on here. Come on. Let's go. What do you say, gang? Let's start a rally.
I come buckets $5. Steel Toe is the edgy police. I'm the edging police. Keep it under 30 minutes, boys.
We'll do our best. But yeah, he's like, listen, you got to spend a few minutes, keep the lights on, whatever. And then you cut to those hour-long videos. It's a quarter of his show now.
I know.
You got to do funny shit in between that. 95% of your show has got to be really funny, interesting shit, and then 5% can be, by the way, help me keep the lights on.
He has so much more life back then, too.
I know. You know why? Because he's waving his hands around. There's a wedding ring on it. I suspect that has something to do with it.
This vindicates me in a weird way, because there's still some douchiness you can point out, but he doesn't sound like a bad broadcaster. I get why, listening back to these clips, I get why I was fooled by him. Or maybe not even fooled. Maybe he was just better then.
The Peggy monster's got his paws in him, and he doesn't even know, though.
Oh, God. I hope that's not me.
Michael.
Now I have to be ever vigilant.
He just got
No! I know you don't exist. You are not real.
Come on, guys. $300. Oh, no.
Or am I? Oh, you thought the Gold Show was a joke, didn't you?
He's just the Green Goblin, basically.
I've always been here. It cuts to me starting my Patreon, and I'm like, but
yeah,
but they don't have to subscribe if they don't want to. Yes, yes, he's growing.
The slow play.
Let's watch this guy.
Well, this is the begging rules.
Oh yeah, so Aaron lays out the ground rules, and Lord knows he'll never cross these.
And complain about his OBS and his animations and everything else, and then watch the fucking NPR telethon. This is exactly what I don't want to be. And if I am this guy, tell me.
We do.
Aaron, you're this guy.
But I don't have.
Aaron, listen to me. I'm trying to get to him. I'm looking at a picture of April fading away.
It's like Back to the Future.
Aaron, wait!
Yeah, someone Lost Teja says the Biggie Moss, you don't make them subscribe, you guilt them.
But
make them feel like they have no choice.
This is just labeled gross.
Oh, well, no, he's telling us what's gross.
I don't have that flexibility right now. I have to be here 6 days a week, double streams for you guys, because I need to make money.
DSP.
Just being honest, like I need to be here to make a living. I wish I could reduce the amount or take time away to do this. I just can't right now.
Why? Why do you wish?
Yes!
There's a lot.
Why?
Someone needs to superimpose him watching himself saying this stuff.
Well, yes, like the Rogan interviewing Rogan.
Yes. Someone HACKRIDE, come on.
Yeah, get on that. Someone with those abilities.
Please.
That's great. Oh, that'd be a great video. That's perfect.
Come on, and we just put that out as is.
Yeah. That's terrific.
Aaron's self-reflection, we can call it.
A lot of things with this guy you're going to find out that are going to gross you out. Why do you wish you could be? You know, when I'm doing this show, there is nowhere else I want to be.
How many times have we heard this asshole say, like, hey, you guys don't want to donate, I could be out golfing right now. You know? Fine. If you guys don't want to donate, there's a lot of other stuff I could be doing. So it's on you.
I just want to be sitting here fucking around with my audience, hanging out with my friends, making jokes. There's usually a second mic. For those of you who are new, this looks really fucked up, doesn't it? I'm like hanging out with my friends. Like, this guy's a psychopath.
Oh, no.
You shouldn't say, like, I wish I could leave. Good. So I did. That means that you're only on here because you don't want to get a real job and you just want to ask for the money, the money, the money, the money, the money, the money.
What? We have a clip of him doing that.
Listen to the outro. You will hear that.
You guys, stick around for the end of the show. You'll hear him do that in earnestness. He seriously does that. That was spooky.
Oh, God. The Peggy monster's terrifying, dude.
You never see me coming.
Any other updates on him banning people for bringing up the Peggy monster?
I've not heard. No one's told me. I don't know. I mean, now he definitely will. Patrick has character, and then now he'll definitely be doing it. But
me, your whole show is and you're looking stressed. Look at this face. You're looking stressed. You're looking beaten, bro. This can't be fun for you.
This is crazy. It's like watching us talk about steel toe.
Another win for the toe, Aaron.
Aaron does this thing where he curls himself up and gets all weird and nervous. And he talks about, he's like, I'm feeling hot. Like, I'm getting hot flashes because I'm afraid we don't hit the goal. He talks about how he doesn't get sleep at night because he's worried about the goal. And here he is chastising this man, this poor man.
And how
by
dare
the way,
you...
Hold on. Lest you think I found the one video. He put together a playlist of him mocking DSP. There's like, I don't know, 15, 20 videos, maybe more.
We're catching up.
Sit there and tell people about your money woes when you don't even have the effort to cover up your white wall or your closet door or shit like that. This backdrop that we have, first of all, the template is free, but the backdrop we have, I don't even know what that was, like a couple $100.
Wow. Money well spent.
No kidding.
I mean, that's horrifying. Is that it? Was that the last clip?
Nope.
Oh, God. What else does he do?
You know, we do a morning show and an evening show because I got shit to talk about. I want to do a fun show for you. If you have to be there because the money isn't coming in, you
tell them the money makes the show fun, Aaron.
He every day says, if we don't hit the goal today, guys, we're in the red. We're in crippling debt if we don't hit the goal today. Start this clip over. I want to hear. I want to consume every word of this, so I never let it into my DNA.
that was like a couple $100.
There we go.
You know, we do a morning show and an evening show because I got shit to talk about. I want to do a fun show for you. If you have to be there because the money isn't coming in, you got to get a fucking job. I've said this before. If my audience dries up and there's no donations anymore, I got to go sell cars. It's just what you have to do. You can't just sit there and whine at people for 2 hours and then go, now give me some money. I should be able to keep doing this. No, the marketplace has spoken. You've asked for a certain amount of money. You didn't get it. Time to ship the fuck out, pal.
I'm at a loss for words.
Never look inward, Aaron.
This is so crazy. What he became, what he hated.
Yeah. We have one. There's one left, by the way.
This is like, people can pick apart like, oh, Howard actually became Imus. And there's plenty of examples of that.
Oh, yeah.
Is there something like verbatim like this?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm sure there are examples, but like, Aaron is literally talking about his current show word for word. It's horrifying.
It's creepy. I need HACKRIDE to make this.
It seems like this was done after the fact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It seems like he did this now as like a sketch.
No shit. Exactly.
That's how close it is.
Everyone's kind of stunned in the chat.
They're like, man, I don't even want to joke about this. Let's move on.
Someone said this is remarkable.
Well, yes, it is. It's definitely remarkable.
It is. Wow, this is nuts.
It's I couldn't believe. So thank you, sir. The gentleman that commented on our YouTube channel that pointed me in this direction. I was like, okay, we're gonna be able to make some fun out of it. But not in my wildest fantasies did I think it would be this direct.
I have a very funny image of your girlfriend like cooking something in the kitchen and you're in your office listening to this and she just hears you drop your phone.
A glass breaks.
What's wrong? You're not going to believe it.
Everything just changed. We're shutting down the Patreon.
We can't let the Peggy monster
This is no way to live. He's coming for us.
No.
I run downstairs and lock the door.
You start blindly shooting shotguns underneath your bed.
I'm like, you can never be too safe.
We have one clip left and it's just spooky.
It's terrifying. I mean, it's all been terrifying, but
you make the adjustments. They pay your tuchus. They pay your ass. You treat them with respect. You don't treat them as a fucking ATM machine and then act like you're the one inconvenienced. They're the ones being hit up for money. I never want to become this guy, ever.
Oh my God.
That is horrifying.
Wow. I just thought if you didn't want to become that guy, you wouldn't. But listen to the passion in his way. He's like, he means it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'd never want to become this. And yet it's right around the corner.
You never want to become this guy.
Aaron's only a few years older than me. In like 4 or 5 years, do I become this?
I mean, if anything, it looks that way, yes.
And then people play clips of this next to me being like, all right, guys, come on. What do you say? We got to keep the lights on here. Streamlabs, Rumble rants, Chat GPT donations, whatever the future holds.
This is us when we get knocked out of any algorithm or something.
Wow. You know what, Aaron? I'm sorry. It seems like you've been going through something.
Tomorrow I tell you, dude, I got invited to this guy Nick Recada's house.
No!
I think I'm going to go.
Don't do it. Oh, man, that's scary. Yeah. So, geez, I don't even know what to do with that. I'm at a loss for words. So.
It's stunning. We should have closed with that.
Yeah, I know. I need a shower.
I'm just like, oh, man.
Well, let's see. What time is it? We don't need to do Stuttering John, do we? What time is it?
It's 12:15.
Yeah, I guess we'll do it. All right.
We're going to be playing Stuttering John, but we're thinking of old Aaron.
Nah, I know. The whole time it'll be in my head like, guys, don't worry about subscribing on please. don't pretend there's not a Patreon. It doesn't exist.
Frank Sperano, $5. He says Steel Toe and this other dude are even wearing similar shirts.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep your regular t-shirts on. Just plain t-shirts and we won't become what is foreseen.
Yeah. Albus hanging out with Kevin Clancy. I'm like, no!
Oh God.
It's all happening. All right. Well, let's talk about Stuttering John, shall we?
Yep.
I just wanted to play this clip because I'm not going to make any declarative statements. I'm not going to make any big sweeping bans or anything. I've made that mistake before, and I can't control myself. But what I will say is I'm sick of a lot of the John drama. Like he's got a boat. No, he doesn't have a boat. Let's all debate whether or not he's mentally ill. He is. The debate's over. We don't need that.
He is.
We don't need to all gather around and ponder whether John's mentally ill or not. And then like the thing that really like annoyed me was Bob Levy is on Kevin Brennan's show now, and he's co-hosting with him, and now Bob hates Shuley, and he never hated Kevin, and now Shuley and Bob. It's like, okay. It's exhausting. But I said, do we stop talking about Stuttering John again? We haven't talked about him in a few weeks. And I said, no, it's silly. We can still talk about John in a way that I've always enjoyed talking about him. This, to me, is the core of what makes Stuttering John great. And it's when he's trying to be funny.
Yes.
So he's got a beef with Chad Zumock, and they want to fight each other, and it's like, we could sit here for 40 minutes and debate whether or not John and Chad will fight each other and who would win. It's another empty threat. It's never going to happen. What I find interesting is these two going at it in a battle of wits. And I think when John uses humor to cut down his enemies, I think that's when Mr. Zumock has another thing coming. He doesn't realize the enemy that he got into bed with here, where he didn't know the can of whoop ass that John was about to unleash via comedy. So we have a very long clip. Let's see if we can make it through of some Stuttering John's character work. And this is how John cuts his enemies down with his words.
Hey, Chadley, are you crying still about your Patreon? Are you still tearing about your little Patreon? Oh, my Patreon got struck. Really scary, Mama.
All right, so that's good. We can move on to the next clip now. He's owned Chad. I would say even maybe spent a little too much time doing that baby voice. But now let's see what he moves on to.
I got struck. Big Bad John.
Oh, no.
Big Bad Stuttering John. Struck
right,
my Patreon.
Almost.
Okay, he's done.
But baby Chadley.
Oh, no.
You must realize you were putting up hateful, anti-gay stuff, saying the most horrendous.
Who's this character?
It's like his Gaffigan audience member.
Yeah, who's talking to baby Chadley? Is it John?
I don't know.
Because John's being awfully empathetic towards Chad, given that Chad Zumock made a joke about John's kid. The worst thing to do.
You don't want to go there.
Terrible.
About somebody who's not in the Dabbleverse, who's totally innocent. Yeah, I know, Mama, but I usually you get me out of these stuff. Yeah,
it's Chad's mom.
Oh.
Listen, baby fat, we can't get you out of everything.
That makes
Now,
sense.
It's impossible.
Hold on.
That makes the most sense.
Well, does it though? Because why is Chad's mom calling her son baby fat?
Because that's how she remembers him, probably.
She's saying, "Hey, baby fat." That's how the mother refers to him.
Yeah, she wasn't very nice, and she drinks a little.
I think I figured it out, but I'm again losing this character very quickly.
Impossible, pussy boy. I mean, baby fat Chadley. But Mama, can't you call Patreon for me like you used to do the principal over at the 3rd grade elementary school where I kept getting JD cards and suspensions and pink slips?
That's
I can't do that anymore,
specific.
Chadley.
Hold on. So my understanding is in 3rd grade, Chad kept getting suspended.
Yep.
And that's why he's going after John's Patreon?
I guess so. We have
I can't imagine a guy like, okay, so Chad shit on John. I can't imagine a 60-year-old man, your first thought is like, oh, in 3rd grade, he must have gotten in trouble a few times. These are 50-year-old men. Why are they talking about how they behaved in 3rd grade?
Real quick, we have a $5 super chat from Who Are These Podcasts? Bad news. Hard Rock Nick took his own life. Full tribute show this Thursday on WATS.
Who?
I was hoping you would be able to tell me.
Hard Rock Nick. I have no idea who that is.
I'm sure we'll find out in a second.
Well, rest in peace, old friend. Oh!
There it is.
I might know.
Okay.
Is he the guy he's like Sirasani a little bit, but less polished?
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, I'm glad you interrupted the show with us.
Yeah, it was a super chat. I thought that was going to be bigger news.
We were kind of doing a thing, but I'm glad you really grinded it to a halt. That's good.
Well, he paid, so I thought he wanted me to tell you right now.
He paid.
He did.
Thanks, Carl, for paying.
Listen, baby fat Chadley, this is the real world now, baby fat. So this is the real world. We can't do that anymore. You got to believe it or not, baby fat Chadley, I never told you got to take responsibilities for your own actions. But Mom, I never had to do it.
Hold on. I gotta take issue with the mother here. Because, we realize that's the mother talking to baby fat Chadley.
She's not very supportive.
Chad at age 48, I think Chad is, maybe older. His mother never told him to take responsibility for his own actions. It's kind of on her.
I
gotta take umbrage with the mother here if we're to understand this character.
Kind of thought that was like, one of the first things you teach your kids.
When he's getting in trouble in 3rd grade, she should have mentioned it. This is really, if nothing else, an indictment on Chad's mother.
Oh, definitely.
In the past. Yes, I know, baby fat, but you got to understand, this is a real world now. This is not a fake world anymore.
Nice. John, I'm glad you took your time because you really got there and nailed it home. This is the real world you're living in, not, come on, John, think of something. Come on, what isn't it?
He really dives into his characters.
If this is the real world, what could it not be? All right, John, they're all looking at you. They're waiting for you to say something. Come on, Johnny. You were on the Howard Stern show. You were on the Tonight Show. You wrote for the Kareem Abdul roast. What do you got? It's not a fake world. It's not a fake world, I guess.
We can't get you out of everything anymore. You're on your own. Really? Yes, baby fat. We can't do anything for you anymore.
Was Chad?
This is all.
Hold on. Is this part? I don't know a lot of the Chad Zumock lore.
I don't either.
Was part of his thing that his mom was always getting him out of trouble?
That'd be
you know
a
what I mean?
tough
Like,
look.
did Chad Zumock make a YouTube video with a title making fun of Kevin Brennan, and then his mom got him out of trouble? I think Chad Zumock's mother is dead, unfortunately.
I was going to say, if this was true, you think Kevin Brennan would bring it up?
Chad Zumock does not strike me. You can fault him for a lot of things. He does not seem like a kid who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a weird angle to take for 45 minutes. That Chad is like somehow this privileged baby who gets whatever he wants.
On you. You mean you can't go after that Stuttering John guy for me, mommy? No, baby Fatso. No, we can't. This
The
is on
mother's
you.
taking a lot of jabs here at Chad, which I don't care for.
This is also a pot calling the kettle black.
I think, well, sure. There's a lot of that. Do you think this guy went to Kate Meany's mom? Do you know that he told or was like threatening to go to Tukey's mom? He found like her name and address and was threatening to tell her what her son has been doing.
Actually found it?
Yeah.
What a fucking piece of shit.
So you might be right, but I want to stick. I'm so enthralled in the character. I'm getting swept up into the art here, and I want to say that it's strange to me. We're not blaming the mother for how poorly she's treating this kid.
You can't go out. It's like if somebody went out and did a show using the N-word. YouTube might strike them too. Patreon might strike them.
Huh? Okay, so let me get this straight.
But
so using a word, no matter what you think of it, using a word that has been used to denigrate an entire race of people for more than 400 years.
Honky.
It harkens back to slavery. The times of slavery, which Craig doesn't agree, but I think it was an awful time in this country.
It was quite terrible, yes.
For an entire race of people. That is the same as Chad on YouTube going, John's child is trans. Imagine like Malcolm X talking to Stuttering John and talking to him about the plight of the black man.
I would love to hear that.
And John going, brother, I hear you.
Boxing Dad says this sounds like Portnoy speaking to Miss Peaches.
It does a little bit, yeah. Who's my schmoopy?
Yeah.
Mama, that big bad John, he struck my YouTube. Why, baby Fatso? Because I played his song. Did he write that song?
Why would the mother ask this?
Well, if he wrote that song, didn't you know that if you played it, did he copyright it? Yes. Well, if he copyrighted the song, then
It's
why would
amazing. And yes, we're going to sit through this whole thing, whether you people like it or not.
It's about halfway done.
But it's amazing. None of this. John's doing a bit about how Chad is a whittle baby. And while he's saying, but didn't you play John's song on your YouTube channel? It never gets into that waterlogged skull of his. Oh, I sound childish also. I'm also being a whittle baby. It took this great character for me to realize that I'm also being wee immature.
Play it. Come here, baby fat. No, Mom, I don't want the bottom of the shoe again. Come here. You motherfucker, baby fatso. What's wrong with you? If he copyrighted the song, you can't play it, you dumb fuck.
So she's beating her son now. This is quite a dramatic film I'm watching here.
I'm starting to really have sympathy for Chad.
Yeah, this is a horrible mother. She's now resorted to beating him because he played someone's song on YouTube. We play copyrighted material on Why You Laughing all the time. YouTube usually says, hey, can't monetize this. And I go, are you sure? Because I sure would like to. And sometimes they go, nah, what the hell? And other times they go, nope, sorry. It usually doesn't resort to physical violence.
No.
The way John is depicted here.
No.
But I didn't think he'd be so mean. What do you mean, him? You're the one who's stealing a song that he wrote and recorded.
What do you mean, him?
What do you mean, he?
Well, he didn't say him, John. But again, rock solid character work here.
Don't you realize if you play something that somebody else wrote and paid for the production and paid for the copyright. They own it. You have no right. I just didn't think it would matter. Why do you think you're above the law?
Baby Chadley, if I may step in. Hi, I'm a social worker. I'm here to step in here. Don't worry. Don't beat yourself up about it. It doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. It actually isn't a big deal. It really isn't something a 60-year-old man should be taking a victory lap over.
Rusty Merritt says Chadley's mom despises people who break copyright laws.
Yes, the mother is very impassioned. It seems specifically about John's copyright for some reason. She doesn't want John's material being copyrighted.
That's right.
And I've never seen a mother so passionate about that.
Yes, just like the new president. No, you're not. He's
That's
rich.
a weird turn for baby Chadley to take. Who, by the way, I have no idea who Chad Zumock voted for.
Good.
Is he a Republican? Who knows? Who cares? Why is baby Chadley suddenly a MAGA guy in this one-act play?
He struck my channel. I'm going to storm the Capitol now.
As fuck. Now, baby Fatso, go and apologize to him before he comes over to your house and kicks your ass. Mama.
The mother isn't protecting him at all? I gotta say, kudos to John. I am invested in this film.
I feel like we need to reach out to Chad and see if he's okay.
This is a terrible mother. She says, hey, you better apologize or he's going to come over here and kick your ass, and I'm going to allow that? My God, this is ripe for cinema. This is like worse than Olivia Soprano.
Gonna get the bottom of the shoe.
Can you defend me there? Can't you get in the way? No. Baby Fatso, we can't.
He's such a gross human.
Could I suck in your nipple again? No. Come here.
Now this kid, I gotta say.
You're a grown man now.
Whoa. Mrs. Zumock, calm down. Now, Chad is, for all of her faults, Mother Zumock seems like at least a rational I don't understand her obsession with copyright law. She seems to be a big fan of John. Yep. But she seems like an adult human being. Why would she allow her kid to get to an age where he's speaking, where he thinks it's appropriate to suck on her nipple? I'm worried. I'm starting to worry. This script wasn't that well thought out.
Oh, you think?
I'm starting to think this is a drunk 60-year-old going into something half-assed and not knowing when to pull the ripcord.
I thought this was a real conversation.
No, but it continues. Don't
It
worry.
does. It sure does.
No, go find the lady.
Ugh.
But Mama, look how I look. How am I going to find the lady with this? You will, baby Fatso.
That's nice.
Don't worry. There's a sucker born every minute. Isn't that what?
Okay, again,
P.T.
Mrs.
Barnum
Zumock. That is not how you encourage your son to get out in the dating game.
No kidding.
said? You'll find one. Mama, who's P.T. Barnum? Did you pull that out of that big white ass? No.
What?
Barnum and Bailey
What
Circus.
does that
Remember when we
mean?
used to take you there and try and feed you to the tigers?
Oh, this is John. By the way, guys, I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit. Chad's mother is being played by Stuttering John Melendez. I haven't mentioned it. I wanted you guys to come out on the journey with me, but for this story to make sense, I need to tell you. John said P.T. Barnum, and in this character work, for some reason, Chad Zumock says, "Who's P.T. Barnum? Did you pull that out of that big white ass?" Which is so far not how that character would have framed that question. But what John is now doing is flexing because he knows the creators of Barnum and Bailey's Circus. John has a piece of trivial information and went 40 miles out of his way to work it into this play that he's doing.
Oh, yes. Remember the elephants? We would always say, "That's your brother?" Yes, only smaller. Yeah. I never
Hold
knew
on
what
a
that
second.
meant.
Important to note, Chad's brother, he's going to come up a little more, as you'll hear here. Chad's brother was killed when he was 9 years old by a vehicle. I don't know the specifics, but he died in some kind of traffic accident or got run over when he was 9 years old. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I know that. That's why you're working for a few shekels. Podcasting, talking about a man much more successful than you. Now, please stop talking. I'm trying to watch Stuttering John. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Oh, no, he's done.
Thank you for that.
Oh, no, the character's done.
Performance by the Duke. Skull!
Encore! 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 Come on, John.
Oh, that was fun.
It was fun.
Baby Fatso.
Yeah, he's
you
back.
You want Daddy to run over you like you did your brother, do you?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Boy, the encores usually aren't that edgy.
Oh, my God.
Can we hear that one more time? Now, John has gone on to say, shout out to my boy Clay Dabbler, and even Rob Saul. I got to credit Rob Saul. Rob came on his show and he goes, hey, you didn't make fun of Chad's dead brother, did you? And John, of course, said, no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
And Rob goes, good, because he goes, I would kind of hope we're better than that, right? Like, I know, Chad's an asshole. I don't give a shit about. And this is, shout out to Rob for saying this. He's like, I have no interest in Chad Zumach. We don't need to. We can be above making fun of his dead brother, right? Now, to be clear, I do not give a fuck if you make fun of Chad's dead brother. Frankly, if Chad was involved in a roast battle 5 years ago, that probably would have gotten brought up. It would have been a little more tactful than John just made it. Mm-hmm. But that's not out of the realm of a possibility for a comic to make fun of something like that. I don't really care. If it bothers Chad, I totally get it. That's a personal thing to him. But I frankly don't give a shit. Where I do find it interesting is John has spent 6 years citing the 3 instances that a man who's mourning Hard Rock Nick right now called John's kids losers. It's amazing to me that this guy, he's like, but he talked about my kids not once, 3 times. And let's play that again. Listen to what he says about Chad's brother. Again, I don't give a fuck, but it's amazing to have that moral compass and suddenly abandon it when it doesn't apply to you.
Baby Fatso, you don't want Daddy to run over you like he did your brother, do you? No. We don't either. We don't want to hurt our Buick.
So he named the car that it was. And then when Clay Dabbler and Rob Saul were on, John goes, I never even knew that happened to Chad. Then John, explain to me the joke.
You nailed it.
What does that even mean?
Dang Lizard, who's usually respectable and truth-telling, says, if I remember correctly, Chad said his brother tried to stop their father's car from rolling as it was parked on an incline with the handbrake off.
Yeah, so let's try to, because maybe that's just an old generic, that's an old street joke John heard that he's repeating.
Yeah.
Let's apply it to Craig. Hey, Craig.
Yep.
I hope, what's the joke that he made? I hope this doesn't happen like it did to your brother. I hope you don't get run over like your brother did, because I don't want to hurt my Buick. Does that mean anything to you?
Yep.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't remember? You don't remember that joke?
It seems oddly specific, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, you think? He said Dad's car too. Like he knows the story.
Right. Yeah. Again, why would he be so thorough in making sure and I don't give a fuck if you make fun of Chad for whatever you want. I don't really care. It just is funny that he's like, they talked about my kids. I must seek vengeance on them.
Yeah, it's kind of doxing the car.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Too much fun. Let me invite Rob on.
Oh, good. Oh, good. The day has been saved. Yeah. Rob is coming on.
Now we're entering. Is this Pat Dixon also?
This was depressing.
Yep.
So Pat Dixon invited me on his show a couple weeks ago. I said, sure. And then he didn't show up. I just sat here like an asshole. But this is like, I guess Pat Dixon is like, this is what people do now where they do Kevin Brennan's show and then Kevin kicks them off and then they do Stuttering John's show and they pretend John's funny. It's a whole, again, it's very exhausting. I only pulled this clip because I found it funny where Rob says hello to his good friend, Pat Dixon.
This is
Pat doesn't seem to reciprocate this too much.
Pat, do you know Rob Saul?
Yeah, I know Rob.
Are you okay with him?
Yeah.
All right, he's here. Hey, Rob, say hi to Pat.
Hey, Pat, what's up? Pat's acting like, yeah, he's okay. I know the guy. Me and Pat have been doing shows together off and on for like almost 7 years.
Pat, what's with the, I don't know.
On and off for 7 years. So that might be overstating it a little, but 1,000 shows together.
Yeah, Pat
barely knows the
guy. I did Pat's first interview after his incident a few years ago, and I was on the receiving end of a lot of hot water.
Yeah. Well, I like you both, and
wow, what a stamp of approval! What a tremendous stamp of approval. That's so weird that he did that. That would be like, I was trying to think of a good example. It would be like if in 5 years I saw someone was like, hey, Mike, producer Chris is here. And producer Chris was like, hey, Mike. And I was like, Chris, come on, but that's all you're going to give me? That's all you're going to give old Mikey G? Come on. Me and Chris used to be thick as thieves. We were best friends. It's like, yeah, we've been on a couple shows together. I don't know why you're acting like I should have hugged you when you came in.
Rob's so uncomfortably awkward too, and he's like,
Pat's acting like he doesn't know me. Pat's like, I don't really.
I've seen you on these streams once in a while.
Yeah. I would have gone harder at Rob, but I did like the way he treated John when John was like, no, what happened to Chad's brother? I don't even know.
Classic John, too.
And they were like, come on, John, really?
Stop it.
Although, I mean, they're a little spineless in the sense that they go, oh, okay, so you didn't know that before. And they accepted that as like an answer. It's like,
but his joke was exactly what happened.
He said Buick.
It's true.
He should have given the VIN number.
Reverend Shitstain Powerful Pooper, $5. Thoughts on drunk Stuttering John telling a 9-year-old who showed up on cam on his Thursday show that Shuli is a deviant that hangs around kids.
I did see that. Maybe I should have grabbed that too. I did see that. It was funny.
What happened?
Some guy, John, he'll probably be John's new co-host. A guy named his name is also Chad, not Chad Zumar. This loser was on John's show, and he goes, "Hey, do you want to meet my 9-year-old son?"
Oh, what an idiot!
And I'm going, no. I always use the Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar when he's screaming at his daughter, but no one can hear him. I'm like, no, don't do it.
Oh God!
So the kid comes into the room, and he's got like a cute little kid voice. He's got lazy R's and all that. And John's like, do you know a guy named Shuli Iga? And the kid's like, no. And he goes, good, you stay away from him. He likes to play with little kids online.
Oh God.
And this dad is like doing nothing. He's like, John, you're a card.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, John, you don't see that that's also inappropriate?
Not enough bad things can happen to his YouTube channel.
Well, listen, I don't root for any of that kind of stuff, but
no. And last super chat, Carl's Frosted Tips, $2. Keep drinking those Red Bulls post-stroke. Hi, Mike.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, we never got an answer. We never got an answer from the real Frosted Tips, huh?
On
who's this Hard Rock Nick guy?
He said
I'm sure I've talked about him 40 times.
Yeah, it was back a ways, but he said he sent you many articles on it.
Many articles? Huh.
Yeah.
It rings a bell. But let's just say I'm not particularly choked up about his demise. That's too bad. Rest in peace, Hard Rock Nick. Oh, and I imagine Catch 22 is coming up now, right?
That's right. Catch 22, right after the Blind Mike Project. Stay in this chat. It's getting directed there.
And for the love of God, support Unboxing Eric tonight as well.
Yeah, make it the biggest viewed one yet.
Make it the biggest viewed Eric the Actor show
ever
on YouTube. Because has Casey Day given us a word, a green light of any kind?
He said he doesn't have to ask his permission. He knew the guy or something like that. I forget. It was a while ago, but
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured he'd take. Now, again, guys, that's class. I figured he would take the high road.
Everyone else, though, downvote the shit out of
Take the low road.
Take the low road.
No. If HACKRIDE's all right, or if whatever his name is, if Casey Day is all right with it, then I'm all right with it.
Yeah, tabletop him in public.
Don't do that. All right. Verygoodshow.org where they do audio only.
Basically, yeah.
Right?
It's video for Patreon. But
And the video is them wagging a finger at you, saying, no visual jokes here, Buster.
I never said. I said I just don't want to promote my own page with children all over it. I feel like there's enough.
They're already there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough.
HackRideTheDemon.com. That's for our boy KC and Electra. Oh, and so Electra's YouTube channel blew up. Feels extreme, but she got up to 1,000 followers pretty rapidly.
Good. Everyone go check out DJ Electra Fry.
I think she's still looking for those watch hours though. So check out some of her videos.
So you guys comment, put her website in the thing. You didn't put an overlay for her. Sad. But check the YouTube description. It's in there.
Electra deserves promotion more than anyone, I say.
It's in the YouTube description for sure.
She's my favorite of the three right now.
Yeah.
Electra way at the top, then Casey.
Yeah.
David Collins.
Yeah.
And guys, I mean, blindmike.net, I guess if you want to, but it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Go check it
I'll
out.
wait about 5 years to shame you into going to blindmike.net.
We should probably stop. It's gonna be too late.
Well, listen to the outro. If you listen to that Steel Toe segment, now listen to the outro. It's crazy.
It really is.
All right, bye everyone.
And we have a meme transition.
Hey, it's Boogie. Sappers clear the way. Everyone all the way.
Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it. One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story. Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on it.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right. Stop, my belly hurts.
My dad was in the military.
Was that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please?
If a person is on a bridge threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay, I hope nothing's bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.